Hello, 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 and welcome back once again to the Women in Games Community Cup, hosted and casted by myself, Jasmine, and also Naori Mizuki. We saw, action non-stop all day today, and finally we've reached our semi-final stages, where this time we're going to be watching Rix versus Project X, taking us to 3 maps. Hopefully, I know that's what you're hoping. Naori, talk to me. What do you make of all these teams taking part?
This has been a really phenomenal tournament. I think that it's been so great to have more interest in the female scene in Europe. I know that we've had tournaments, throughout the year, but it's always nice to have more people getting involved, getting invested, and giving these ladies an opportunity to shine. And just in terms of the teams themselves, I'm so happy that we finally get to see Rix, who, as I mentioned before, because the Huntress Trials is sponsored by RixGG, they are unable to compete. And then we had the Goose House games, and the Goose House ladies weren't able to compete in that tournament because the Goose House was running it. So this to me is such a great tournament because it allowed anyone or any of those teams an opportunity to be able to participate. And it's been really nice to see what they can bring to the table. That being said, I think the fact that they haven't been able to compete in a while definitely contributed to their surprising results. Of course, Lunar hasn't even made it into the semi-finals, and then RixGG coming in 3rd place, whereas previously they were kind of the best team in the region.
Yeah, I'm super, super excited to see these teams shine. And, we watched Project X previously today, and we've seen how deadly Smurfette and the rest of her team can be, and how really powerful they are, kind of with their team comp and being able to peek off of each other's info. It's beautiful gameplay, but now it's really time for RixGG Lightning to really shine. And I kind of want to talk about the maps. I know you're eager to talk about it, and you're eager for it to go to all 3 maps, and this is exactly why. First up, we have Bind being played, followed by Ascent, and should we go to a 3rd map, which I know you're crossing your fingers for, we'll be taking it all the way over towards Breeze. Now, talk to me in terms of, which teams you're thinking are going to be most powerful on each map. Do you think this is going to be like a comfortable 2-0, or do you think it's going to be more of a kind of taking it to all 3 maps affair?
Oh, that's so tough to say, I'll be honest. So you kind of have to think about what maps they tend to shine on. And because we haven't seen Rix in such a long time, it's difficult to tell what they're going to do well on. We haven't had any information from them. They may have whatever maps that they weren't as strong on, they may have been putting in the hours on that to get that up to the level of their previous maps. Now, if we take a look at how the veto went, it was actually Rix that banned out Split, and Project X banned out Icebox. So again, you're kind of thinking to yourself, okay, well, you're playing into either this is the map you're not as good on, or this is the map that the enemy team isn't as good on. Then we move over on to the picks. Bind is in fact Rix's pick. So immediately you start to think, well, they have a strategy for that. There is a reason why they have chosen to come in onto this map. And then our second map, as you mentioned, will be Ascent. That's the one that Project X picked up. We just saw them compete on that, and we saw what a dominant performance that was. And then Rix ban out Haven, so they want to stop that from being in completely, which left us with Breeze. Now, I don't always follow what was picked and then be like, oh, well, that's definitely the map that this team is going to win, because it doesn't always work out that way, but it does tend to lean in that favor a little bit. So if we go off that, maybe Rix look really strong here on Bind, and we'll kind of get it. Once we have an idea of how they look on this first map, I will tell you more about what I expect on the second map. But really, I just want to get a gauge of how they are now after such a long break.
I just want to point out as well the fact that Glance is playing on a Sova, not the Breach that we're used to seeing. However, Roxy picking up the slack with those flashes as well. How do you think this is going to play into the dynamic of the team and Smurfette being able to peek off of that info?
Well, see, the thing is, Glance is generally more of a Sova player. I just happen to love her breach. But they do still have some flash available. Of course, they got Roxy, who is going to be playing on the Sky. And so you can kind of swing off of that. What is super interesting is the fact that Cinnamon is actually on Viper. It's very seldom that we're going to see her play the smokes instead of, you know, playing a duelist. So that's definitely, in fact, they're playing double smokes because Kim is playing Astra. So that definitely is going to play into it a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. One hell of a first round we've got here on our hands. 2 versus 1 for our defenders. Paj, I think, might actually take damage from that shock though, maybe? Oh, how on earth? Hanging on by a thread. 1 HP to work with, and Glance jumping on down. That was a bit of a hero shot over there. I would have loved to see a bit of a slow-mo. My feed is behind, so I cannot see any of the things that you are talking about. All right, well, I will describe all the things. Thank you. I would appreciate that. We are swooshing on through their spawn. All right, Astra setting up her stars as well. I would love to see a push through towards showers right now to kind of contest this area, maybe pick up an orb. Toxins going up. Get that early info as well. It does look like they're going to start to make their way towards a site, but they're being very, very patient about this. Very, very slow. Even though those Astra stars are set up, you can see the one-way Viper smoke towards short as well. Just waiting for that to deplete and then edging their way closer. There we have it. Brim smokes go down. And complete sight of Ace. Like, honestly, A site is wide open for them right now. I'm just hoping that they push through towards showers and kind of watch their backs for a flank. Yes, that's exactly what we want to see here. Nice little crossfire set up outside showers as well. Ooh, okay, that is not what you want to see. Being caught out with your utility. Glance picking up 2 huge kills there. Recon goes down to reveal the information as well. Fake defuse as well. Glance going a little bit kill hungry there, but you can see how close she is to picking up her ult, and with that defuse coming through as well, completes it to get a Hunter's Fury for the 3rd round. I think I may have just caught up. I think my feed might be back. We'll see. So yeah, didn't really get to see too much of that 2nd round or the 1st round really. But Project X off to a very solid start here. Now, as is commonplace, Project X win the first 2 pistol rounds. This means that RixGG are going to be coming through with full rifle. So if they're going to want to try to turn it around, this is going to be the time to make it happen. I didn't really get a chance to talk about the Brimstone, which I also absolutely love on this map, just because of all of those close quarters that you can abuse. So looking forward to seeing how that gets played out. Yeah, absolutely. Especially once you kind of, if you're one of those Brims that frags a lot, making use of your ult, absolutely invaluable. I love it. Especially if you're like a heavy fragger. I've seen a couple people do this and kind of go kill hungry for, you know, obviously the kills and also the ult orbs as well, to kind of open a side wide open, but also invaluable for those after plants too. I'm liking the slower approach as well, kind of leaving the spike towards spawn as well, trying to gather as much info as possible and kind of make them waste their utility. I think Paj may have just heard the steps out of hookah. And now you can see them edging on closer with only 1 player hanging in and around that B site to try and... Yeah, there we have it. Roxy has spotted the information, called it out to her teammates, and I like this. Playing incredibly passive, not getting kill hungry, not trying to pull off any kind of hero plays, but playing for time. That's what's really important.
Spike planted.
They do manage to get that spike down, and I like that they've now fully gone to take control of elbow. They know how important it is to have this control. Once you have control of elbow, you basically have control of the spike. They've got a 1-person advantage here as the Hunter's Fury is going to come through, try and get some damage out there. It does light up Cinnamon, so they know where she is. She started the defuse. Where is Rix?
Oh, pros don't fake. She really should have probably just that, but picks up the defuse nonetheless.
What was that round? Where the heck were Rix? They were so busy, I don't know, shift walking through elbow that they just allowed a ninja defuse to come through. There was no orb on the spike to bring down the HP. There was just They had nothing. Wow, what a whiff. All right. And unfortunately, that's going to force them back down onto one of these half buys. And Smurfette, round 4 operator, let's go. Why not? She's not on the jet this time around, but she's going to be using those blast packs to help her kind of nume around the map. And we know how dangerous that can be. And yes, she's not on that super forgiving agent this time around, but I like that. That's an interesting one-way. Sorry, got distracted, but that's pretty interesting.
Interesting indeed. I need to learn lineups. My lineups are definitely not on point.
What's a lineup? I don't know any of those things. That's why I play Sage. Way.
Line up the walls. That's still somewhat of a lineup. Kind of.
Sure, I guess.
Hey, look, I'm just trying to make you feel better, man.
Well, we had a nice little early kill from Smurfette that takes down Padge, which is, of course, the main duelist for RixGG. This is going to be super tough. They haven't really used any utility to bait out any rotations. Oh, and there's the information. They know that it's a push up long.
Very, very good decision from Joppy there to kind of fall back. A lot of people often get a bit kill hungry. Oh, he manages to flash them all. Cinnamon
down,
going absolutely huge with 3 of those kills.
And pops up the wall for a little bit of like sightline denial. Meanwhile, Sonya has booked it over towards the A site. Doesn't realize that Smurfette's still holding the angle. As soon as she pushes out of showers, she misses.
Oh no, not like this. Oh, okay. That was a good use of the kind of satchel being used there, and Cinnamon picking up yet another kill. Was that 4 kills for her that round?
That was 4 kills on the round. And again, the beautiful little finisher there. And here we go. Very, very early on in the map, Rix decide to take a timeout because this is not the start to the map that they had expected, particularly off the back of 2 rounds back where they just had that massive whiff and somehow, you know, it was great that they were able to get the kill onto Roxy after the entire team gets blinded out, but Cinnamon somehow manages to get 3 kills and cleans that up. So this has been a very interesting start to the game, but it's not the start that Rix would have wanted. Now as we carry on, they need to figure out what on earth are they going to do to turn this around. They had a weird forced buy in the previous round. It is round 5, and I always talk about if there is going to be a momentum shift, round 5 is when it's going to happen. They're going to have full rifles available and 2 ultimates. They've got Seekers and Bladestorm. Now the Bladestorm, I don't really expect it to come out. Very often we see that come out in like a save round, a pistol round, but because this is full rifle, we might see those Seekers come out for information, but I think it's unlikely to see the Bladestorm. There is also a Viper's Pit available, but seems Project X might not drop it immediately. They are still getting into position, so we might see that get popped kind of... Oh, she's moving towards A main. We could just see that domain expansion take full control of this A site.
They dropped Spike as well. If they show the aggression that we hope that they will, they might actually just reveal the fact that Spike is there. Viper does manage to pick that up as well. Oh, and she's managed to get out of that safely. They have wrapped them around. Oh my god, beautiful. Picking up one of those kills. God. Kim to follow as well. They should have the information that there'll be one more in toilets, just like that. And now placing them in a 2 versus 5.
I was not expecting this aggression from Project X. I mean, I know that they are a deeply aggressive team, but to just push out of A main and sneak in around the back, and with Rix only have 2 players left alive here. Oh, this is so dangerous. This was not what Rix was hoping for when they took this time out.
Yeah, you can see that 3 of them have actually rotated towards that B site as well. Whereas Kim and her partner, very, very cautious right now with that smoke going up. They've kind of called their bluff. They know that they're in Kim with the 2K spray down. Very, very nicely done. I would love to see a fake coming into play now. I feel like we've not seen enough use of those TPs coming into play. And honestly, I'm rooting for it. I hope we see it in this next round coming up.
My biggest thing is I want to see flank watch. I talk about that all the time. It's one of the biggest themes in my casting. Like, I have a lot of themes. Like on Bind, I like to talk about U-Haul and Elbow, but like overarching themes, flank watch. Keep an eye on what's happening behind you, particularly against a team like Project X who like to get super aggressive and get into your backline. We can actually see here Rix have kind of learned from that. They've got flank watch towards B, towards Hookah, while the rest of the team are watching every angle possible. Now, on this pistol round, as I mentioned, we finally see the Blade Storm come out. They need to make... Oh no! How did that miss? GP actually manages to survive that.
That was so close. You can see the Brim running for your life. I don't blame you, my friend. But with the Viper's ult going down as well, they're on site. And Kim edging on closer to try and get some more info for her teammates. Juppy picking up one of those kills. Beautiful. As Cinnamon goes down, so does the ult. 2 versus 5 now.
I've got your
Plenty of ults to work with right now. Please don't start feeding kills.
Oh my goodness, Noya's actually picked up the op. Okay, she swaps it out. 3 versus 1 here. Rix looks like they might finally get a point on the board. Kim is still alive though. Oh, gives the op over to Sonya. And now, of course, the 3 of them still left alive. There you go. Beautiful flick to close it out. A thrifty round for Rix Lightning. Project X... Wait, did they... Oh, they didn't keep the op. Okay, fair enough. Attacking op, you know, not necessarily the best option. I think they're just happy to have taken it away from Smurfette. Now, Smurfette is still able to buy it, but look at how, like, Roxy's economy is a bit of a mess. Thankfully, however, the rest of the team, like, should it come down to it, they will be able to buy for one another. But Rix is slowly chipping away at that with that first round win. Now, we need to see that continue. We need to see them use that. They've got Orbital Strike available, massive for like clearing out angles, maybe clearing out... Oh no!
Oh, beautiful. That was great. We do take those. Big dub.
They're gonna leave the op there. They might need that a little bit later on. Trade again. 3 versus 2. Rix. I've never seen Rix lose these. That's all I'm saying.
It's smoke central on that A site. You can see with the drone going in, just barely able to see anything or spot anyone. And now Viper ult being popped as well, making things kind of difficult for Cinnamon and Co. But with that acid going down, she just knows.
Beautiful play there from Cinnamon. Well read, well timed. Roxy was on a little bit of a flank, but she unfortunately did not survive the flank. Now it's down to the last 2. That's going to take the Viper's Pit off the board. Noya, we've seen her in this situation before. She has to somehow clutch this out. Sometimes pros do fake. Cinnamon dodges the flash, turns around at the exact right moment, and gets the kill onto Noya. A stressful round for Project X, but they win these apparently.
Oh my word, that was an amazing use of the ult as well. Playing off your teammates' info, absolutely crucial. Cinnamon, what a clutch up as well.
I love that she uses the sound cue of the guiding light. So she's checking towards the back to see if somebody's going to be like lurking in that way. She hears the guiding light pop behind her, swings at the perfect moment and gets the cleanup. And this is what like differentiates these players from like your average player. The awareness to know that that's the perfect time to swing. Beautifully played. Yeah. Now Rix, unfortunately, in a very spicy spot, still able to buy a little bit, but all they have available is Hunter's Fury. And oh no, Reyna just dies to Smurfette. You can't just dry peek.
Oh, they somehow got flashed as well. Through towards long. I'm not entirely sure how that flash managed to reach them, but are they even
so
watching
smokes? They have so many smokes. The fact that they just dry peek an op is... Okay, they don't know for 100% sure that that's where the operator is, but when you know that there's going to be an operator on the board, you have to be using those smokes. You have to use that util. And now Sonya gets spotted out by the Trailblazer, so of course that the swing is going to come through. And once again, Noya finds herself in a 1v5. And I mean, this is one of those situations. How do you clutch this? She might, you know, decide to go over towards A possibly, but A still has 2 players holding it down. In fact, the 2 players from A are like pushing out towards Spice Market. She's getting pincered in here.
30 seconds left.
Oh, the impatience is real. Cinnamon's gonna swing and get this for sure. Oh, not if Kim can do it first. Never mind. As I say that, Noya picking up 2 huge kills. Can she make it a third? The flash comes through. Shock dart goes in and Glance clears it up.
No one.
Yeah, unfortunately, already very low HP. And of course, Sky can't heal herself. So that one little shock dart. And of course, Glance will swing just to make sure if it doesn't connect, if, you know, Noya has moved or whatever. But the flash comes out, gets communicated to Glance. Glance swings out, and there you go. Bob's your uncle. That's another round on the board for Project X, looking really good. And again, kind of cementing themselves as one of the very best teams in the European region. And now Smurfette still has the operator available. UP not going to be able to buy up any further than a Sheriff, which definitely puts them at a huge disadvantage in this matchup.
3 ults to kind of work with as well. I want to see Smurfette go huge. I want to see a double satchel ult and like maybe 2, maybe 3 of those kills as well. As you can tell, I am very much about all of the hero action plays. Make it happen, Smurfette. I know you can hear me.
I think the reason they give Cinnamon the Viper is because she absolutely frags. So she has another Viper's Pit like 2 or 3 rounds later. It's ridiculous, actually. And this time, in fact, she shut down the B site. So this forces Rix to make a choice between pushing through the Viper's Pit or pushing towards the A site, where the rest of Project X are stacked up and waiting for them to push through. Plus, there's that Viper wall that completely covers showers. So trying to ingress onto site is going to be a tough ask.
This was absolutely big brain, beautiful. I love it. As soon as that stim beacon goes down, the wall goes up from, you know, their Astra, and they think that it's going to be making their way towards B. So the rotation comes through as well.
30 seconds
and
left.
Before they know it, you know what? A site is wide open, and they've already taken it. And that was an incredible use of the stim beacon.
Yeah, really well played there. Oh, Reyna gets a little bit disoriented there, but as much as they've taken control of the site here, we've seen how good these retakes from Project X can be. 3 versus 5, however, definitely not an advantageous position, and Noya will get another kill onto Glance. The last 2 players kind of huddled up in showers, gonna make that very, very difficult. The cleanup comes through. RixGG, beautiful play there. Great usage of their utility to just create that space, to fake out a little bit, take control of that A site. Lovely.
It's amazing when you think about it. Something as simple as a stim beacon being able to bait out 2 of those players to rotate off of the A site. They had 3 players on B, all because of that one stim beacon, followed up by the Astra wall that was just, you know, really unfortunate timing for them. But you know what? It worked out beautifully.
Yeah, I think the smoke coming down as well played a huge part in that. So smoke and stim beacon, and it's like, oh, no, no, no. They're just going to rush out at us. And speaking of rushing out at them, look at what a Project X.
Oh, no, Roxy.
The attacking spawn.
Roxy's going to go huge here. Oh, never mind. She's inside. She does not want it because she is a lone soldier on the B site. Calls it out to her teammate, Sonia, getting wiped out ever so quickly. I would love to see a TP coming into play.
But look, the whole of Project X are over on the A side. They pushed out of A main to start on some wild flanking mission. They don't realize the spike's all the way over on the B side. Now the spike's gone down, and they've given Lightning the opportunity. Oh my goodness. Oh, when the smoke comes down. Reyna? Oh, she calls it. Beautiful play. They manages to spot out Roxy, evens out the numbers. But again, Rix have control of the site. Project X, this is another one of those weird misplays.
Enemy down.
Oh, that double satchel was kind of clean, but unfortunately, Joffy way too quick with that. 1 versus 2 now. Hadge gonna try and pick up another kill and does exactly that.
I love this round. You spoke about how you wanted to see more fakes, and we're finally seeing that happen. What a beautiful play here. Actually, I was really concerned when I saw that aggression from Project X. I was like, they're just going to run into 3 of Lightning's players, and Lightning are not going to expect it, and they're just going to get destroyed. But Lightning, they almost expected that to happen, and they started moving towards B. They left 1 person on A, unfortunately, so 1 dies there. But the rest of the team have made their way over towards the B site. It's those fakes that we love to see. Now, Project X, if they want to stop this momentum shift, they need to clock this. They need to realize, okay, we cannot allow ourselves to get baited out. Oh no!
Oh my
Flank watch, please! No one's watching.
Oh, you can see the Brim as well being very impatient, kind of trying to predict that they might have pushed in through mid, but has no idea they've already fallen back. And I love this, you know, they pick up a kill, they're not being way too aggressive, they're not getting greedy and hungry for kills. They decide to fall back, they know they have numbers advantage, and that's really a difference maker in a situation like this. You don't want to feed them any kills and balance out.
Oh, but the Seekers come out and all three of them head in towards Hookah. So looks to Project X that it might be a full send through Hookah. So now that the Seekers have come out, you actually see them pull back and instead start to move towards C long. Nice little molly there to try and create some space, but because they've forced Chatman down onto a very, very odd buy, they need to leverage this. As much as they're at a player disadvantage, they have to leverage this. Is that a TP? TP! Let's go to the A site.
And I love the fact that they still kept two of their players on the A site. It's almost like they kind of called for the fake to come into play, and the Hunter's Fury goes down. Glance picks up one of those kills with the Hunter's Fury and had teammates around it to pick up and clean up the rest of those kills. And just like that, they managed to capture themselves yet another round.
Last round.
And they're going to be able to pick up a ton of rifles, so they're barely going to have to buy this round, if at all. Hey, there you go. It's just utility that they have to get. Now, this is why it's so important not to over-rotate. I said that Project X had to clock those fakes, and they did. They did not pull everyone over towards the B site unnecessarily. They waited to see what the plan was. The TP comes through, then they rotate. And of course, they had the Hunter's Fury available, and they know that everyone just went through TP. So the chances are they're going to push through showers because it's the shortest route. Beautifully played defense here from Project X, but now last round and a half, Pad just popped the knives. They know they have to commit everything that they have into this round.
Oh, there you have it. Hunter's Fury comes into play. Why would you walk into it?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. Going down so early in the round is terrible because that takes away so much information. And now Kim just gonna hold showers. You know, kind of expecting a potential push here.
Concealment.
On in and around towards Hookah is looking like a dangerous territory to kind of be in. Oh my goodness, nade goes in as well. Please throw the boombot as well. Never mind, boombot decides to go through towards long. And now you can see that edging their way closer up towards A short. One-way smoke goes up, flash goes in. They have the info that there's one player there. Cinnamon picks up one, throwing down the acid as well, relying on her teammate Kim to pick up yet another kill, but gets taken out just before the wall goes up.
Beautiful prediction there from Noya to like knowing where Cinnamon was going to be running. Oh, they're TPing back towards B. I love this, the fakes, but it is still a 3 versus 3 here, and Smurfette has committed that showstopper. It did buy a little bit of time for the rest of her team to get back, but the plant is going to come through. UP gets another kill. It's 3 versus 2.
I've got your trail.
Oh dear, there you go. Seekers go out as well, giving them all the info they need to peek off the back of that. Roxy trying her very hardest to jiggle back and forth, pinging Spike for her teammate as well, trying to get it up to half, but unfortunately unable to do so. Sonia with a big flank, but her teammates are way too quick to pick up those kills.
I was wondering if this was going to be a case of the 9-3 curse. No, it's the best of a bad situation. 8-4 in the half, and now Lightning have a chance to show what they're made of on defense. Here's the thing, though. I've spoken about how aggressive Project X are. Now, of course, they're not running their usual duelist setup where they'll have Smurfette on the Jet and then they'll have Cinnamon on like the Phoenix, the Reyna, or the Sky. They're running a very different setup. How that plays in here, and of course, Glance not on the breach. You kind of spoke about it with the flash, not inability because they still have Roxy, but it does juggle things up a little bit, and bearing in mind that this was RixGG's map pick. Now their attacking half didn't go very well. We'll see if they can turn that around here on the defender half.
Oh, I think Roxy might have actually spotted that there were 2 of them towards Lamps right now. Please tell me she's called it out to her teammates. Oh, Smurfette picking up one of those kills, but unable to get the second. Teammate very quick there to trade it on out. 4 versus 3 as the spike does get planted. Now Sonia at the back of site. Flank watch. We love to see it.
One enemy remaining.
And that's why it's so important, because the rest of the round is just clean up for Project X. I think the fact that Roxy actually bought the heal, in fact, both guys buy the heal, and that's super important. On the first round, you really have to weigh up what abilities am I going to buy? Am I going to buy abilities? Am I going to buy shielding? Like, am I going to buy a ghost? Am I going to stick with the classic? You really have to weigh that up. And the fact that both of them bought the heal, okay, it works a little bit better for Project X, but it certainly could have helped for Rix Lightning. And in fact, it did help a little bit to kind of, you know, increase their longevity, but their post-plant, or rather their retake, was not as strong as it could have been. And here we go, Project X with the bigger guns, and we're gonna full send it. We're heading over to B.
I love it. Full send it. Sweeter words have never been spoken. Noya playing very, very sneaky underneath window. She has been tagged up and then spammed through the wall. Amazing, playing off one another's info once again. However, I'm not too sure about that flash as she does flash her teammates. Now Smurfette on site. She is a powerhouse to be reckoned with, honestly.
Spike planted.
Yeah, nothing new there. And unfortunately now Reyna in this 1v4 has to somehow make something happen, get Smurfette. That's a good start to the round. Of course, the information is given over where she is. Ooh, oopsie, accidentally picks up the shorty there for a second. That's not gonna help you. Flash comes out, swing away, and there you go. Glance cleans it up. Valiant attempt from Reyna, but was always going to be difficult in that 1 versus like 3 scenario. Rix, I said they needed to have a good attacking or the defending half, and having lost the first 2 pistols, this is why I call this the best of a bad situation, because only now do Project X find themselves in double digits, but it's very likely that given the fact that Rix have rifles versus SMGs, a ghost, and 1 rifle, there is every possibility that they can convert this into a round win and start getting that momentum. But if they lose the next 2 rounds, it's essentially GG's. I mean, like, this is a really important round.
Yeah, absolutely. You see Sonia here, kind of underestimating how close that. Oh, that dog will make it, but double satchel comes in. Smurfette very, very close. Nade in hand. Decides not to throw it. What? The timing of making use of that nade.
Down A.
It's not a lot, though, because it does get traded back and then some. Oh, no, Padge. Still not watching all of the angles. This is very upsetting. And Kim manages to even it out down to the 2 versus
1
2.
enemy remaining.
Make that 2 versus 1. And once again... Okay, it's not Noya this time. It's actually Yuppie who's going to wind up in this situation. And she has to somehow clutch this one out. She has full HP, but, I mean, the amount of HP that Glance has lost is, like, next to nothing. And it's going to be tough. 1 versus 2 to try to clutch this out. Still has some smokes available, so can deny a little bit of sightline. Still has a stim beacon. We'll see if she's going to be able to use that to convert this into a round win.
Yeah, I would have loved for them to kind of TP again and double fake it, honestly.
You enjoy that TP far too much.
I like the havoc. I like the moment of realization, honestly.
Oh, no, Glance! Oh, not Glance, Yuppie even. I keep got that confused. Not expecting that both of them have gone down long to hold the same angle, because very seldom that actually... Right? Yeah, exactly. Why would you? You would kind of have somebody probably in elbow or maybe in hookah. But to have both down long, big misread there. And I said that was an important round for them to win. And here is exactly why. Project X on full rifles, Lightning back down onto like a weird half by 2 marshals. But how do they convert that into a round win? It's unlikely. So this is... this could be the end. I don't want to count Lightning out just yet. They have been one of the top teams in the region for a reason, but it's definitely not looking good.
Definitely not looking good indeed. Jupi, I'm wondering, is she able to make something work here? Does spot them towards long, still decides to stay on top of that container. And now you can see the rotations coming in from their jet, trying to spam through the wall. The Sova drone goes in as well to try and collect some extra info. Oh dear. Smurfette jumping on in, picking up one of those kills, makes that 2.
Last player
I would have
standing.
loved to see a Satchel out of that situation, honestly. But now Reyna, last player standing, lone soldier, gets spammed through the box, and that takes us to 12-4 match point now.
Jets grounded.
Oh, this was always going to be a tough ask to try and win this in an eco round, to try and get that thrifty. Oh, but Project X are just looking so good. I'm kind of stressed out for Lightning because now, yes, they've got rifles on board. They've also got a Viper's Pit that they can drop. Might want to drop that. I see she's kind of hovering towards A, so might want to drop that either in showers or A main just to try and like shut down any points of aggression. They've also still got an orbital strike, which can come in clutch. We did see it manage to get a kill when it was used earlier on. There you go, Viper's Pit down in showers, but unfortunately, the push is heading towards B, and it doesn't look like it's a fake.
Oh, Padge, that aggression pays off beautifully for her, dashing away as well. Maybe trying to bait them out and playing off the flash of Neuer here towards Long. I'm hoping it pays off for her. The dog doesn't check the corner, but the flash goes in, playing off each other's contact. Absolutely wonderful.
What?
Remaining.
What the hell was that, like, meat grinder down Long? Smurfette's the last one alive, and there you go. Beautiful. I don't know if she could just see through the cracks. Sometimes, like, what you see from the one side isn't what you would see from the player perspective. But beautiful prediction there. Gets the cleanup.
One
And
enemy remaining.
Rix Lightning can live to die another day, I guess. Not the best buy available to them, Neuer. Okay, there we go. Somebody's able to buy for her, so they can at least match up in guns. But Project X's economy looks so good. What I think really plays into Lightning's favor is that they only used one ultimate in the previous round. And they've still got 3 big, strong ultimates. In fact, popping that Blade Storm immediately. They know that they cannot afford to lose this round because that means that it's 1-0 in favor of Project X. So immediately gonna pop that Blade Storm, give themselves a little bit of extra firepower, and Project X playing this a bit more carefully than what we'd seen from them previously. A little bit less of that crazy explosive play. They don't want to underestimate this opponent.
Definitely. Oh, flash goes through. Neuer's doing incredibly well with assisting her teammates with those flashes. Honestly, they're able to play off her info, and it's working out great. There we go. Razor ult comes through, double satchel in, and Septuple picks up that kill that I was speaking about. I love to see it. 2 versus 5 now for Rix Lightning. Sonya not being placed in the best situation towards CT. However, her teammate edging on closer through towards Hookah.
Smurfette Doobie Newman around the map.
Oh, last player standing.
Was looking in the wrong direction. Reyna's the last person alive. She gets lit up. It's 1 versus 3 here. This is actually doable, but time is slowly ticking away. All 3 players are here down Long. That's gonna tag her up. Oh no! Kim at a sliver of HP, but unfortunately, Reyna not able to land those shots. What an impressive performance from Project X. I mean, we knew coming into this how strong they were, and it's a little disappointing to see this from Rix Lightning because I mentioned this a few times. Before they were picked up by Lightning, there's a team known as Legals, and they have won 2 or 3 Huntress trials, if I'm not mistaken, so they have consistently put up numbers, but I guess an elongated period of time where you just cannot compete in tournaments really starts to show. That lack of, like, scrims will only take you so far. That lack of practice in a competitive environment where the results truly matter have definitely played a part here. This was their map pick. This was their map to lose, and they did. As we move on to the next map, that's Project X's pick. I mean, things are looking very dire for Lightning.
I mean, we have seen it time and time again. Just because a certain map is your map pick does not mean that you're going to be the strongest at it. We have seen it before where, you know, it was kind of like a trade-off of you end up winning your opponent's map pick and then they end up winning your map pick. So who knows? Going into second map here, I feel like it's definitely anybody's game. But Project X putting up an incredible performance nonetheless. I do, however, feel like we need to bring it back to the point of, you know, once that runaway train gets going, it's very, very difficult to pull it on back. So I'm hoping they don't leave it until too late before we see some more aggression coming into play, because it was working out amazingly well for them, especially when they were going in for those sneaky flanks.
And as we spoke about, you just mentioned the flanks here. That's what I want to see a little bit more from Rix, is the flank watch. because that's what Project X do well. And it's because they know that they're flankers. They do the flank, so they want to make sure that if somebody else does it to them, they're ready and waiting for it. So I think that is where Project X, it's one of the many places where they really do shine. And it's an area where I'd like to see a little bit more from Rix. So like, keep watching the flank, bait a little bit more, and try to leverage that into your round wins.
Yeah, so do make sure you guys stay tuned right before we go over to map number 2. Nauri, I know you're crossing your fingers for map 3. You've got me crossing my fingers for it as well, because this has been intense, and I don't doubt that we're going to see some more amazing gameplay. But do not go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break and this very interesting video from Lux Nova.
Hi, I'm Medica. I am the captain of Lux Nova, and I play Sentinel. I got forced into gaming when I was just a young kid. I started playing things like Pokemon, where I would stay up all night trying to get into a match. Yeah, and when I got my first PC, I got more into online games like Minecraft, which then led me into CSGO, and I would say that CS was like the kickstart to my gaming career. Because I wanted to become a professional player at some point after watching all these LANs being broadcasted. Just the idea of having a team to grade your favorite game with was just super attractive to me. With the announcement of Valorant, I was more motivated than ever to compete at the highest level. The most important thing I've learned is that you can do anything with just enough dedication and work, that giving up is not an option. For example, at first I always doubted myself that I would ever get immortal or even close to that, but here I am, just trying to become the best version of myself every day. Currently my schedule is pretty open since I finished high school and uni doesn't start until October. And so like I am tracking from 4 p.m. to 8 or 9 p.m. during the week with the team, where we talk about new strats and trying them out in customs and scrims. After this, I mostly just hang out with my friends online or keep playing to improve my personal performance. Before starting my gaming career, I wish I would have known how hard it is to keep a good mental, I think. Especially sexist comments in game, or people trying to bring you down on social media is something that you should learn how to deal with. It's really hard. The most influential person is probably Biggie. He taught me so much about competitive esports and Valorant itself, and he's helping me become the player that I want to become, and I am super grateful to have him as my coach and mentor. If you want to become a professional player, just do it. Like, just become one. The path is not easy, I can tell you that. Like, you will have your ups and downs, and yeah, you just always have to remind yourself that it's just enough hard work. As I said, you can do anything and you will succeed. Yeah, always push yourself to your limits and improve. Like, setting your goals is a great way to keep your motivation up as well. And most importantly, don't listen to negative things being thrown at you. Just trust your own true potential and listen to yourself, basically. Yeah, you can do it. People can connect with me or the team on Twitter after the tournament. And you will find emails to reach out in my and the team's bio. Thank you very much.
Hello, 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 and welcome back once again to the Women in Games Community Cup. My name is Jasmine Kanuga, and I am joined by the beautiful Naori Mizuki. Before you say it, Naori, I'll stop it.
Oh, dearie me. I'm really looking forward to this next match. Like, the first map was a little one-sided, I gotta admit. Rix had some really shining moments, but unfortunately, not enough to kind of bring that scoreline a little bit closer. Now, that was Rix's map pick that Project X took, as we mentioned before the break. We're going to be heading on over to Ascent now. This is Project X's map pick. I'm a little bit nervous for Rix here.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, we did mention prior to this that we have seen it before where, you know, you kind of end up trading off which map you win versus which map you pick. So who knows, maybe that can come into play, but I know you're crossing your fingers. But for us to go over to a map 3 and onto Breeze, and now you can see Agent Select is underway. Talk to me about these different picks that you're seeing and these lineups coming into play.
Well, Project X are getting on back to the tried and tested. Smurfette and Cinnamon going to be playing very aggressively off of one another as Glance comes back down onto the Sova. Of course, like, Sova is not good on split, so that's kind of where that breach pick tends to come in. Now, however, Sova can get a lot of information. Over on the other side, though, Lightning with a very similar composition. The double duelist is instead going to be the Reyna instead of the Phoenix. And then in terms of smokes, you've got Omen versus Astra, which again, Omen Astra at any rate is more of a stylistic difference, you know, depending on how you actually want to play those agents. For Cinnamon and Smurfette, this comes down to how well they play off of one another. For Noya and Page, this is definitely going to change how they play this, because Noya, playing the Reyna, it's very much a selfish agent, tends to play for herself, and so is Jet, really. So I'm going to be interested to see. We might kind of expect some more split plays from these two duelists, taking control of different sides of the map, potentially. But they are starting on attack here, much like they did on the previous map. So we're going to be looking for some serious aggression here. And again, flank watch, flank watch, flank watch.
Yeah, Smurfette with the Frenzy in hand as well. Speaking of aggression, I'd love to see a little dash and frenzy approach, but she does look to be playing pretty damn patiently as they're making their way through towards market and onto that B site. Swarm grenades get popped to slow them down ever so slightly. Kim getting picked off like that is absolutely huge. Noya overhealing as well, and they're already on site.
Taking full control. I mean, we've seen this earlier. Oh, nice, another kill there. Only 2 players left alive, but it's a little bit of a slaughterhouse. 2 versus 3 here.
1 enemy remaining.
Smurfette was very low, but manages to take one down with her. It's now all up to Glance. Lineups kill. Oh, the shock dart coming through, and Noya swings at the perfect time. This is a good start for Rix. This is what we wanted to see. Can they continue this momentum?
Absolutely. See, this is the curse. I bet you anything this is a whole new curse that's coming into play, that you don't win your map pick. What if? I might be onto something here.
What's interesting here is Smurfette opting into the Marshall very, very early on here. Now, that will make it a little bit more difficult to go into the round 4 operator. We'll see how they manage to get themselves through this round. As Lightning, they do still have 1 frenzy on the board, so still looking to have a little bit of aggressive play as they start to make their way in towards the A site. Happy to see, though, they do have 1 on potential flank watch, and with good reason. Look at this push from Project X.
Yeah, the huge aggression coming into play there reveals all the info that it's not going to be a fake. They're not going to go through towards B. And the entire team decide to start swarming onto that A site, and rightly so. With Smurfette making her way up through towards Heaven. She does have a Marshall in hand, but Sonia, her Aldrin, is going to reveal all the info they need, and in comes the spam through the floor.
Oh, we got a little bit of a flank going on here. I want to see if Project X have kept up with their flank watch. It seems at the moment they're just kind of tunneling in onto the site. Oh, and Pad comes up so huge with the frenzy, but of course the rest of the team there to follow up on that little bit of damage that she's able to dish out. And that's a team ace. Everybody gets a kill. We love to see that, you know, spreading the love amongst the ladies here. However, Project X now onto that rifle round. This is where things start to get very, very dangerous. And Page, still gonna be playing with an operator, with a marshal. You know, kind of curious if we might see that. Of course, this is the bonus round, so it is to be expected, but kind of curious to see if maybe she opts. Oh, she buys into a Spectre instead. Ooh, okay. So we're not looking to get an early operator on the board here because they are on attack. Instead, we're just going to go to try to match that firepower a little bit better.
Oh, the shock dart could go absolutely huge here. Oh my god, didn't actually do as much damage as I would have expected. But Glance has all the info. They're pushing onto site. Omen Flash comes in, playing very, very close underneath that lane area. Picks up one of those kills, but Reyna way too fast and picks up the kill onto her. Now it is all up to our 3 defenders to try and retake this in a 3 versus 4. Spike goes down as well. Now Smokes comes through. They're not going to make the mistake of not checking B main. Surely not.
Well, there's a lot of utility. Yeah. So they check that cubby, but now there's a lot of... Ooh, they hear it, and they actually managed to take that down. But is Smurfette going to check that close right angle? She does, but it doesn't matter. Paj wins it out. Kim, however, will come up huge there, backed up by Cinnamon. And somehow, Project X, in a very interesting turn of events, manages to win that out in the 3v4. And that's going to be their first round on the board. But a solid performance from Lightning to whittle down their numbers that much in a round where they did not match up in terms of weaponry.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not entirely sure if maybe this... I don't know. I'm not sure if the Marshall maybe would have worked more in their favor or not, because Paj was doing work with that Marshall in hand. But you know what? You do you, boo-boo. I'm here for the all-rifle play, and I'm excited to see what they can pull off here.
It's interesting. Well, not so much interesting. It's unfortunate that Glance and Roxy, despite the fact that they won that round, and this is why it's so important that Lightning got so many kills, because now 2 players are unable to buy rifles in this round. Lightning have a clear advantage, plus they have Empress available. Now, Empress Noya, you can see why she picked this agent. She's doing some serious work, and we'll see if she can get that snowball potential.
Sova drone going in, giving them all the info they need. Shock dart goes out as well, unable to connect those shots onto anybody and inflict some damage, however. It does seem like the swarm grenades were popped ever so quickly as they decide to push on through towards stairs. And this is why it's so important to have at least one teammate watching your stairs area. Glance pushing on in. Swarm grenades get popped and Glance falls on back. 2 versus 5 now, pushing on out and picks up a kill onto Noya. 4 HP to work with. Smurfette also picking up a kill there. 3 versus 2 now. Oh, they lined up.
Never line up. A beautiful angle there from Paj, though. Okay, Lightning, we see you. This is a far better display than what we saw a little bit earlier on. Yes, they do drop 1 round, but they bring it straight back. Force Project X back down onto a pistol round, and they're going to leverage all of these openings as much as possible. Now, again, with this being an anti-eco, I don't expect either of those ultimates to come out. However, Project X have 2 very powerful ultimates here. But again, eco round. This could be... Yeah, there you go. Blade Storm comes through. That makes sense. I doubt we see the run it back, though.
You can see them patiently waiting for that Sova recon to come on through, but it just does not arrive. And they have the info that Sova is probably playing towards B site because we've seen the recon coming out time and time again. And now Spike's going to get picked up. And please tell me they're going to try and work towards A. Oh dear, it does look like a bit of a split. They're making their way through towards mid and possibly going towards the B site by the looks of things. You can see the rotation coming through from the Jet onto A site. And this is more than doable for them. The little crossfire coming in from the Sova and... Oh, taking a little bit of damage there. Taking the orb as well, giving them some more info on your positioning. KJ ult goes down as well.
Oh, the elephanting.
Shift key is invaluable.
But again, I mean, you have to get to site, and so the lockdown has come out, but like, it wasn't even necessary. Okay, you do it to just secure yourself that round, make 100% sure that nothing can possibly go wrong, but it wasn't even needed. It was just a dominant round here from RixGG. here is where things start to get a little bit more interesting. Now, usually round 5 is the momentum shift round, but because we had that one win for Project X on round 3, that kind of shifts over towards over to round 6. Why is this the momentum shift round? Look at Project X's buy. Smurfette has an operator on the board. Yes, Roxy is down to a Guardian, but Roxy is deadly with a Guardian. Like, she is terrifying. I know that you were not sure of it in the previous tournament, but Roxy made you a believer.
Yeah, But who knows, maybe it's just her that's unreal with the Guardian, because I cannot use it to save my life. Oh, GP going huge. Okay, I see you with the 2 kills over there. Roxy deciding to fall on back, and GP doesn't really have much health to kind of work with here. Her teammates and her are very split apart from one another. And now it does look like Spike gets picked up and gonna edge its way closer towards that A site, but with the swarm grenade set up, the turret, the alarm bot, I don't really see this as being very doable for them. Oh, Kim. Oh no.
Oh, she's gone.
Oh,
Is she out of there? It's still a 3 versus 3, so it is anyone's game. The operator's still holding on B, so don't have to worry too much about that. There's some utility on A, but thankfully Roxy is still holding very close to the A side. The sound's going to come through that, yes, something is happening here. The turret, of course, activated. They call that out, and Project X immediately start to swing on that rotation. Spike hasn't been planted just yet, and that gives Project X way too much time to get into position.
Oh, okay, the swarm grenade gets popped, and you know what? Is that not a hit?
I mean, okay, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day because, oh, but it is the Killjoy still alive, so there is still, oh no, she peeks out of the smoke! Yuppie! The Cosmic Divide comes up, which dampens the sound. She might not have been able to hear when the defuse starts to come through, so she swings out of the smoke and gets deleted by Roxy with that Guardian. Oh, Lightning, you had everything available to you in that round, and unfortunately, they weren't expecting the Cosmic Divide to come out, so their positioning was a little bit iffy. Oh, but a beautiful round from Project X. Really, really well played there. And despite having won that round, their economy is still a little bit messy. Glance, unfortunately, only going to have an SMG. Now, if Lightning want to stay in this and keep ahead of the curve, they have to win this round. It's going to be very tough because they are still coming up against the operator, but they have 4 very, very powerful ultimates. And if they win this round, then again, they shove Project X's economy back down into the ground.
Oh, I see. I love that. Right, Smurfette picking up the first kill, relying on her teammate to shoot out that Sova drone, repositioning very, very quickly. Holding the angle here, she already knows that there's going to be one player up very, very close towards mid. Oh, off the timing of that smoke dissipating. Does she know that there's going to be one of them towards Pizza, though?
Now they really have to slow down their pace because they've lost Noya. And that's a very, very powerful person to have on the board. And again, they want to just keep getting some of that information. There's a few shots being fired here in mid. Oh, Padge is completely lit up. Oh, as she peeks through the smoke. It's so dangerous to peek. Like, that is essentially dry peeking an operator, and unfortunately just wasn't able to get through Project X with the player advantage. But Rix are pulling really far back. They've planted the spike, but they've pulled all the way out of sight.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, Roxy, that was beautiful. I love the fact that she didn't get way too aggressive and gets 3 kills in the process.
I have so many questions about that. So they pull all the way out of sight. Once the spike's gone down, they have no utility to hold the spike. I think they still had the Killjoy alive, but like that doesn't mean that you should just be backing all the way off. And why do you back off into tree? Because you know that the rotation, that's the most likely place that Project X will have rotated to. In fact, if you want to be rotating anyway, she is watching the angle, but Roxy just cleans it up there. I think maybe it would have been better to pull back into main along with Roxy, but they were trying to have multiple angles covered. I mean, I see the logic behind it, but it just did not work out the way that they'd hoped. And that was an important round because they wanted to destroy Project X's economy. Now, this will be the last round that we're going to see full rifles because whoever loses here, their economy is going to be a complete mess.
Hey. I have full faith. I really do. I like how slow they're playing as well. I'm really hoping they kind of wait for all of the util to kind of come into play and be used. But as soon as that recon goes down, you need to swarm onto the site. Oh god, Hunter's Fury comes out into play, unable to pick up any kills with it, however, as Glance gets deleted from CT. Swarm grenades get popped as well to slow down the push onto site. I don't think Kim knows that there's one player coming towards our stairs.
Oh, she is trying to check the angles though. She doesn't want to rush out unnecessarily. Goes into the astral form. Oh, I thought she might peek out there. Oh no, she didn't check the angle at all. Rix Lightning with another beautiful round. You would almost think that this was Rix's map pick. I'm surprised to see what a dominant display this is. I think maybe because we had like a slightly elongated break between maps, and so they kind of huddled together and they were like, all right, listen, ladies, this ain't it. All right, we got to get it together. They're looking a lot better here. I won't say that they're looking dominant, obviously, but they're looking much better. What's interesting to note is the only rounds that Project X has been able to win so far have been retakes. That doesn't mean they've won all of their retakes, but the only ones that they're able to win are retakes. Lightning have been very, very good with this kind of controlled aggression and being able to just take down all of the Project X members as quickly as possible. They still have two of those very, very important ultimates online. Oh, Swift misses the shot. That's not good.
Oh, and misses again.
The turret was in the way.
That is not what you want to see. They both get tagged up as well. They have the info. There's two players towards B. They decide to fall on back. Smoke goes down and they will cross on over through mid and up onto short. Now it's all up to Roxy to kind of hold off this push. She does get pushed, however, from Noya. Please spray through the smoke.
Oh, Noya is pushing out of the smoke once again. A very tough situation to find yourself in. We had smokes on smokes on smokes. There's Smurfette gets away in position. The smoke doesn't hit and UP cleans that up, and now it's 4 versus 4.
I feel like Smurfette forgot that she had an op in hand and thought she had a rifle. Oh, okay. Counter Killjoy coming into play now.
The Venn diagram. Roxy knows she has to get out of that particular lockdown, but now that is it actually going to detain one? Oh, that's massive. Oh, that's so big. One player detained. She doesn't check.
She doesn't check under.
Where else could that person possibly be? She's standing. No, Pad is just going to swing out and get the kill. Oh, it wasn't even Pad. No, what a misplay from Roxy. I'm flabbergasted.
I have so many questions.
Dude, I cannot believe that that's how that round went down. You can see that one player is detained, but now here's the thing. So if she goes into hell to get that kill, then obviously that information gets given across. Sure, but the fact that she goes straight for the spike, it's not like this is like a big brain play that no one's ever heard of. Of course you're going to go for the defuse. So if someone's just going to swing out. I think she was kind of hoping maybe she gets the defuse before the detain runs out. I don't know, but that was, it feels like a big misplay.
She probably thought there was only one alive. Because I don't know how else that could possibly happen. One of them's detained. Of course, one of them's going to swing on you as soon as they hear the defuse. I think that might have been the case. I don't know. I'd be curious to find out the answer to that. But we go to the next round nonetheless. Flash comes on through and nobody checks the corner. Roxy manages to pick up one of those kills and opens things up. Now they decide to rotate away from the B site with Noya edging on closer through towards short. Does spot one of them and picks up the kill onto Cinnamon. Pushing onto site. Please tell me you're going to check long and she doesn't. And Kim picks up the one tap. 2 versus 2 now with a health advantage going towards RixGG.
That opening kill from Noya as well. Smurfette was trying to get like super aggressive and she just like shuts her down. But this is an anti-eco, so Project X have done really well here. And Kim, Kim and Glance, the trades are so good. Now it's Sova on Sova, violence. Sonya versus Glance. The spike hasn't gone down yet.
30
Sonya
seconds
realizes
left.
time is running out.
Oh,
the recon
she buys herself
tag.
some time. But this is a good thing. She's been able to cross on over because she knows that the other Sova's not going to want to be tagged up by that. Does get the spike down, but please do not face. Get spammed through the box. You hate to see it.
Beautiful play from Glance there. Very well read. Just spams through those boxes on site.
Thrifty.
And there you go. the announcer lady said it. This was a thrifty round for Project X. I mean, they had no business winning this round, and yet Lightning get a little bit too big for their britches, I think, and they kind of miss out on some very. I mean, look at that peek. Instead of firing through the boxes, she tries to run away behind the boxes, which can be spammed through.
Yeah.
You know, like it's these small little misplays that are giving rounds, and yet another round in the hands of Project X that was a retake. So we'll see if they can get this next round in the bag as well. Smurfette once again deep. Smurfette, you have to hit those.
Typically speaking, we see Smurfette go absolutely huge with the operator. I'm not sure what's going on, but she seems a little bit rattled. Oh, big flash coming into play. Nice. Honestly, amazing teamwork there. Roxy and that Phoenix peeking off each other's info. Swarm grenade goes down as well. Jupy, big flank coming into play now, and Glance knows that she's there. Picking up another one. 3 versus 2 now, and Smurfette is trying to hold the angle. I do believe the spike has been picked up.
No chance.
Sonya's in such a rough spot here. If she gets taken out by the oh my god, she finds herself in a 2 versus 1, and she doesn't take Roxy. No, she expects that Sonya would have run away and doesn't look behind her. How does Lightning win that round? How do they whiff the last round so phenomenally to just completely decimate on the second round? This has been such a turnaround from Rix.
I don't want to say I can see the future, but I think I might be able to see the future.
I mean, you said this last time.
Yeah, I'm coming back to the point. Honestly, I did say that not everybody wins their map pick, and that seems to be the case in this situation, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself just yet. Loads of ults to kind of work with for this round as well on both sides.
Oh my goodness. Everything just gets popped immediately.
Yeah.
Look at that air, like 4 ultimates immediately. It's What?
This is chaos and mayhem, and I love it. Noya very aware that the fact that, you know, backside wasn't actually cleared. They do have Spike in the hands of Omen, making sure they're holding the angle from Market.
How does she miss those shots? It's down to a 1v1. How did we wind up in this situation? Reyna versus Roxy, no! Play off of the turret, but it doesn't work. Amazing round from Lightning, and what's really interesting is that this was the exact scoreline that we had on Bind, but it was in the opposite direction. It was Project X with 8 points and Lightning with 4. Lightning have had such a good comeback on this map, but here's the thing. They've given themselves a 4-point buffer. Fantastic, but 4 points is not a hell of a lot, and their defense on Bind was a little iffy. Okay, so was their attack, to be fair, but now is where it's really going to matter, because they know that if they lose this map, they're out of the tournament. So it is so important now more than ever to show up like the best defense that they've ever had in their lives, because they want to stay in this. And I can see that, you know, they're all buying ghosts. They're expecting to take those long range battles. They want to shut down this attack before it has an opportunity to start.
Yeah, you can see with Spike still towards that A-long area. You can see that they're still very undecided. Project X don't want to commit way too much to one side and then potentially lose that spike and in turn lose the round. So they're playing very patiently, probably trying to play off some info, pick up a kill or 2 here and there, and maybe even try and sell a bit of a fake, as it does look like A site is being completely abandoned.
Couple of tagged up shots there from the turret. So that does give away a little bit of information, but Cinnamon coming in big does get traded out though, and RixGG once again giving themselves a big buffer, a big, you know, boon in this first pistol round. Yeah,
they're gonna walk straight into the Omen.
1 enemy remaining.
My word, Reyna, go on, make it a 3k. No! Glance with the right click headshot as she jumps up in the air. Oh my goodness, I don't know if my heart can take this.
My first note is nerf the classic, because the fact that you can jumping right click and get a kill is ridiculous. My second note is Lightning, let's go. I mean, this is just a repeat of like what I said previously, but really doing very well. Project X seem to be a little bit rattled here. And what is also interesting to note is I don't think that they've had a pause yet. They haven't actually taken a tactical pause. And you kind of mentioned it on the previous map that sometimes you take the pause and it kind of gets into the enemy team's head a little bit and kind of gives you, it breaks that momentum. So I would almost like to see them take a pause. Not right now, we're on the second pistol round, but you know, in the future, if things continue not really going in their favor, we might want to see them just take a breather and, you know, reset.
Oh, I love that. Playing off the same oh my goodness, Padge?
Okay.
Padge, you good?
I mean, she's great, apparently.
Spike down A.
Noya opting for the overheal instead of the dismiss gives Cinnamon the opportunity to just completely delete her, but it's not enough because Project X only have 2 players left alive.
2 versus 4 now, and I'm wondering whether or not Cinnamon and her teammate are going to be able to get out of this. They do, but Jupi on the big flank, and I don't think they expect it. Big spray comes on in, and she does manage to get them both incredibly lit. Oh, the turret not able to help her out either in this situation.
1 enemy remaining.
I love it.
Spike
down
A.
picks up the kill onto Kim, and you can see her teammates are being very patient, all things considered. And now that she's been taken out, you can see Padge not far behind to trade that kill.
That was also weird. Like, Cinnamon and Kim just start chasing the random jet behind them, which, again, I kind of understand. They're very low HP, and they want to try... Oh, sorry, not jet, but the UP on the Killjoy. So they want to deal with that because they want to be able to aggress the site, but, like, UP's at full HP, and she has a better gun. That being said, we knew that that was just going to be like a straight-up pistol round for Project X. They weren't going to come into this with a ton of firepower. We weren't really expecting them to be able to win out on that round. Now, however, is where they have to win if they want to turn this around for themselves. They've got full rifles on the board. They've got the run it back available as well for that extra little bit of information. And there it is, immediately gets popped in.
A site wide open for them now as well. With that short doorway being closed off as well. Why are they taking so long to push onto site? Oh dear. Okay, they are going for the long flank, and I feel like Roxy might actually hear this if she decides to play a little bit passive. You can see the alarm bot going down as well. Is that a turret or an alarm bot?
I'm not sure.
I think it's an alarm bot.
Could be. Probably is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
goodness.
God. Oh, that's gross. Oh my heavens. I don't even know how to like break that down. It's literally just Roxy on the best flank watch imaginable, and somehow with a Spectre with a rifle manages to just mow through 4 players on. I mean, that is yeesh.
Yeah.
If you're lightning at that point, you're just like, how?
I think it's just a case of, getting a little bit too ahead of yourselves and a little bit too aggressive. Obviously, they have a huge lead right now. Maybe it's just wanting to keep up with that momentum. But sometimes in doing so, you get a little bit kill hungry and happen to throw a couple rounds here and there. But, good work from Project X over there.
And this is a good opportunity for Project X to start turning things around. So they've started to build up a little bit of that momentum. Oh, I like that they actually checked wine. So that's good. They've spotted out the turret. So turret, oh, nice. Back away immediately, kind of expecting that there's going to be one of those nano swarms there. I like this approach. It's a little unfortunate that we got one player so far back. Need to wait for her to catch up to the rest of the team.
For a flash to be popped right now and then storming onto the site would have been huge, but I think they left it a little too late for them to try and make that work. You can see now, Reyna is very, very close.
Yeah, Roxy kind of cleared out mid. Yeah, like Reyna kind of cleared it out. Roxy kind of cleared it out, so gives that information across that mid is mostly clear. And now she's watching this, but who's going to check close? She's going to check close.
Oh no!
Oh, they checked it, but they didn't check it properly. Like Cinnamon just kind of, gives it a cursory glance and then carries on going. And off the back of that, we're able to get 2 kills there. And now Rix find themselves in a 3 versus 2 again.
That is why you never doubt yourself. I'm guilty of doing it time and time again. I doubt myself. I'm like, they might be there. I glance and look at it, and then they actually end up being there, and I'm like,
10
oh, well, I
seconds
don't know
left.
why I didn't shoot, because I expected it.
Oh, Spike's gone down here. And this is, you know, the most common post-plant position to be in. You have full sight of the spike. They're covering their cross angles really well. Now Rix have to figure out a way to aggress onto the site here, but be able to swing on one another to get those trades.
Ooh, shot dart comes
One
through as
enemy
well.
remaining.
Glance is tagged up quite low right now. Oh, swinging off the back
There
of that.
it
Patch
is.
picks up the kill, taking us 11-5.
And this is the thing, so a lot of that utility comes out to dissuade Project X from getting a little too aggressive. So the utility comes out, gives Pad an opportunity to get in onto the site.
player
Once she's onto the site, the rest of the players create cross angles, feed that information back to her. She's able to swing, get that last kill, and get that defuse. Rix Lightning, 11-5, 2 points away from making this a 2-0. I mean, a 1-all.
You want to see it. You want that breeze, don't you?
I really do.
3 ults to work with on the side of Rix as well. I would love to see the double updraft coming into play. That is huge damage coming in with the Hunter's Fury. Noya picks up one of those kills, dismisses away, leaves her teammate and beats him to the
enemy
walls.
remaining.
Unable to pick up those kills towards lane, however, as Spike starts to go down. Molly comes out to close off any sort of push through CT. And now that leaves GP in a 1 versus 4. Oh, she does have a turret and an alarm bot to kind of work with. She spotted one towards lane, but I'm not... Oh, they're so quick to shut that down and pick up the kill. Oh, that Sova
enemy
Hunter's
remaining.
Fury went absolutely huge with all the damage in the world. Timeout coming into play here. And rightly so. We had mentioned how important it was and how much we wanted to see a timeout coming into play to kind of slow down the momentum. And I'm hoping that does exactly this.
Yeah, much needed timeout here, and I think given the massive gap, I mean, we weren't expecting the gap to become so wide so very quickly. This is the perfect time to just take a breath, slow the pace down a little bit, and hopefully get a break in that momentum roll, because Project X, this is a surprising look. I was expecting them to be a lot stronger, particularly given what we saw on the previous map, but Rix have kind of run circles around them over and over again.
One enemy remaining.
It's a thing, man. I feel like Breeze is anybody's game.
It really is, though. With it still being the newest map, so many teams, even the professional teams as far as I'm concerned, do not have every single strategy completely laid out for Breeze. A lot of teams, a lot of players still look very lost on that map. So it's one of those maps where it's like you have to have a game plan. It might not be the perfect kind of meta game plan, but you have to have one and then work off of that. Otherwise, you're just going to get completely caught off guard.
Yeah, you can see full rifles on the board here for Project X as they do look to be aggressing towards that A site. Or goes into the hands of the Phoenix, and you can see GP choosing to fall straight on back and not get spotted by that Sova drain.
Revealing area.
Recon goes through as well as they're all over this A site.
The patented Project X aggression. Okay, it's not actually patented, but it may as well be. They're doing some great stuff here to get straight onto the site immediately. Now, Lightning, however... Oh, no! Didn't check the corner. Wasn't expecting someone to be in the attacking spawn. This wraparound from Lightning is just so good.
That little grr from you just got me. I love it. I love the frustration. Oh my word. Okay, 3 versus 3 now with the Killjoy going down. 2 players have actually been detained. I'm wondering if they actually aggress off of this. 2 versus 3. Reyna.
I'm still getting value on this lurk. How does she get 3 kills on that lurk?
Last player standing.
Oh, the jiggle on the defuse comes through, and Glance gets the 2k to close it out as well.
A total of 4 kills on the round there for Glance. I mean, I had no doubt that she would probably be able to win that out, just given the position of the spike. But for Reyna to have gotten that much value when they knew she was there. Like, as soon as Roxy dies to that lurk, I mean, you see 2 players swing on her and somehow she manages to survive long enough to get another 2 kills. Now, while that doesn't win them the round, it does at least put a little bit of a dent into Project X's economy. Not enough to stop them from buying. Oh my god, beautiful! A beautiful cleanup there. Despite the operator being posted there, they actually managed to get a nice little Kolak, which brings down Rix's numbers. We spoke about the impact that a tack pause can have. We're seeing it displayed before us here.
Yeah, you can see that they're opting to continue to give their Phoenix all of those ult orbs as well, wanting to make big use of that run it back time and time again, and it does look like they're going to try and aggress towards this A site with the stepping through towards short. Please don't let this happen again. Reyna picking up 3 kills. That's absolutely huge. Choosing to TP away, knowing that they're going to push in through towards main. They have been tagged up, picking up yet another kill. That should never be allowed to happen. Now 1 versus 3. Sonya does tag up Kim, spamming through the wall. And Neuer flanks on back. Reyna, time and time again, going absolutely huge on this Omen.
How do you allow this to happen? And this time, because we were saying in the previous round, it wasn't enough to win them the round. This time it was. They managed to clean up 3 players immediately as the barriers dropped just about. And that puts them perfectly poised to maintain control. And then she gets the 4th kill as well. Like, look at it, she's 25 and 12. She's been like the silent assassin of this game for RixGG. She's been huge. And here we are on match point. This is such an important round for Project X to win. And with that, it's looking like it's gonna be tough.
Tough into Paj, I would have loved to see you spam through that smoke. Never mind, your teammate Sonya will do exactly that though. Paj jumping up and down, right click while jumping. I know you're thinking they need to nerf that.
Last player standing.
I hate that. Now, this is great from Project X. 1 player left alive here. Sonya has to come up massive for Project X, for Lightning. Oh my god! Oh, it denies the plant. That's huge.
Still so much time though.
Yeah, but it buys a little bit of time, and Kim, who's already down to only 2 HP.
You are divided.
Cosmic Divide, massive. Now all the utility in the world is going to get placed down. Here's the thing though, Lightning can afford to lose 1 round here. They're pulling out so much. They've pulled out the Cosmic Divide. Like, this has been a good round, just in a very general sense.
Oh, she must have the info that oh, that gravity well can go absolutely huge, but they don't spam through the box.
They're not sure, and oh no, turns away at the last second. There we go, Smurfette with the cleanup. A very important round for Project X, but of course, we have to bear in mind that Project X are not out of the woods just yet. They have a long way to go if they want to win this map, and even if they do manage to get all the way to 12, that's gonna take us to overtime. They have managed to force Rix down onto a save, but Rix have held on to most of their ultimates. Paj is like 2 orbs away from a Blade Storm. And they've got like so many rounds to make that happen. Project X have held on to 2 of their ults.
They're probably going to give Cinnamon that ult orb, right? Pick up that, run it back, get that info.
Oh yeah, very likely. There you go. Immediately gonna get that picked up. But here's what's scary is that they know they have to throw everything into every round, because otherwise that's it, it's over.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this aggression. I would love to see you go through towards heaven though. Oh. Go on, Smurfette. Updraft again. Pop an ult. I know it doesn't really make sense for you, but just do it.
They've done enough to clear out the site, which is good. It's given them the opportunity to plant the spike. It's a 5v5 retake, which is not ideal. If you're the attacking team, you want to have at least gotten 1 kill. Oh, there we go. Beautiful stuff from Glance. Immediately get straight back. Rick. Oh, they're expecting it. They're expecting. Unlucky Reyna, not going to get that same value. 3 versus 2 here. The spike is slowly ticking away, but bearing in mind, there you go. There's a lot of utility to stop that.
Oh, that's an ult coming into play as well. Still got some swarm grenades on the spike. Okay, never mind. Not needed at all. I love the little Z finisher. Honestly, it's like the highlight for me.
It's really good. So like, I mentioned how they have to throw everything into every round because they, you know, they're always on that match point. But the Hunter's Fury was a little bit much. Kind of over-invested there. They threw 3 ults into that round. Now, Roxy likely going to be the one to try and pick up that ult orb, so that'll give them Blade Storm and Lockdown to try and pivot a round win off of that. But I mean, Rix have got 5 ultimates to use here. They've got Empress, which we know can come up huge. They've got a Lockdown to push Project X off of sight once they fix. It's Cinnamon taking the ult orb. Oh my goodness, okay.
Careful now.
All right. Interesting choice. You can see the rotations coming on through as well. Trying to edge their way closer.
Spike
through
down.
towards shore. Spike going down as well. Oh, Killjoy goes down as well. Cinnamon managing to destroy that and save her teammates just a little bit more time. Heal goes through as well. 2 makes that 2 versus 3. Okay. This is more than doable for the RixGG girls.
Reyna on a lurk. That's where she lives. So they've created a cross angle. Ooh, it's a good trade, but she's taken so much health off of Smurfette. And once again, we find that Sonya has to be the one that has to come in so massive for her team. Gets 1 kill. But of course, we mentioned Smurfette was very, very low. Kim is at full HP here. And it's just cleanup.
It's the same tactic. Like, you wouldn't expect for both of them to be sat towards short. So she panics and thinks, okay, they might be up towards heaven, but not expecting yet another player to be in and around towards short. And it's just unfortunate. 10-12 now. What do you think? What are your predictions? Do you think it's going to go into overtime?
What's terrifying, and I think we are going to go into overtime, because what's terrifying is I mentioned at that round that Rix had 4 ultimates. They now have 1. They committed everything into that round. I mean, that is over-investment at its finest. And Project X, who now, of course, are in an anti-eco situation, plus they have 3 ultimates available, starting off immediately with the run it back here, and gets a kill with the run it back. It's disgusting.
Should have had the, yeah, there we go. Info of how many are on site gets relayed as well. That was the quickest round possibly ever.
Anti-ecos. It do be like that sometimes.
It do be like that sometimes.
Rix are able to buy here. Now Rix are taking... Okay, it feels like it could be a little bit late for this timeout to come through, but they're taking their attack pause because they need to win this round if they want to secure themselves in this series. If they lose this round, we go into OT. And the thing about OT is that one of the big things about the kind of regulation rounds is that you have to play with how you work your economy. There's a lot of thought that goes into, if I lose this round, you know, we're not going to have a ton of money available. We might have an ultimate online. There's a lot of thought that goes into that. Once you get into overtime, everyone's getting the same amount of credits. The biggest decision you really have to make is, do we buy an operator or do we buy a rifle? That's essentially your biggest decision, because everyone has half ult points and everyone gets the same amount of credits, and it comes down to raw individual skill, mechanical play, and how you strategize on the map. So we want to kind of avoid that, particularly if you've given yourself some sort of an advantage in the round. Now, Rix unfortunately do not have a massive economical advantage, but if they win this round, then, you know, they'll win the whole damn game. If they lose this round, we get into that like really weird situation of having to deal with set amounts of credits each round. This is a very important round overall.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you consider that Roxy actually has her ult available as well to kind of lock down a site as well. Okay, UP getting tagged up by the Sova drone as well. Yet again, orb going in the hands of Cinnamon. Oh, here we go, flank watch. Flank watch is absolutely huge. As the Killjoy goes down, I don't doubt that they're going to try and destroy this KJ ult. But Kim is ready and waiting. Picks up one of those kills. Can she swing on it and pick up a second? She does. Absolutely huge for her and her teammates. Sova ult goes through. Cinnamon picking up those kills, and it does look like we're going to go through to overtime. You absolutely love to see it.
And again, I mean, it's one of those weird misplays, because like the lurk worked once. The second time you tried the lurk, it didn't work. Now you're like, we're just gonna do it again. Obviously they're gonna be waiting for that. Now, Sonya in a 1v3, doable, yes. We saw Miss Laya do it a couple series back, but very, very tough to make this work, particularly because look at these post plants from Project X. Now, the information is given over, definitely up in heaven. One person needs to peek, there you go. Kim will get that, and we are in overtime.
Oh my word. I don't know, I'm honestly not sure if my heart can handle
One
this.
enemy remains.
I feel like at this point it's just like mind games.
It's really
everything
exciting, though.
changed after that pause.
That's generally what tends to happen, which is the really interesting thing. Like, attack pause can swing momentum so heavily in your favor. Just give yourself a moment to breathe. Now, as I mentioned, we are in that overtime scenario. No one is going for the operator, not even Smurfette. Instead, opting to just buy conservatively. They're going to have rifles across the board, make sure that they have all of their utility available. And like I said, once you're in this situation, it comes down to your raw mechanical skill and how you're strategizing on the map. None of those economical shenanigans.
Drone versus drone. They have been tagged up. Smurfette picks up the first 2 kills. That Phoenix Molly goes down as well. Spike's down. They have all the info they need. Now 3 versus 2. Spike goes back in the hands of the Reyna. And they start running for their lives towards this A site, but they've already called it. They already know this rotation's going to happen.
Interesting to see the Leah come out there, because like, how would they have gotten to site first? Oh wow,
Spike
beautiful
down
swings
A.
there. Glance and Smurfette together. Last
big
person
flash.
left alive. UP can't make it happen. There we go. Project X needs to win one more round, and the series
Switching
is theirs.
sides.
Not just the series,
Match
but
point.
you know, the whole thing, the whole shebang.
I think... I don't want to make a prediction. No, I'm not going to cast the curse
Don't do it.
anything.
Don't do it.
No, I will not. But I'm thinking who I think is going to win.
Okay.
I don't
You
know
just
if that's
keep that to yourself.
Yeah, I will.
Write it down on a piece of paper, and then when the game's over, you can like put it in the camera and be like, "Yeah, I was right," or like, "No, I'm a moron." You know, we'll see what happens there. Again, no operators on the board this time. Of course, they do swap sides, so Project X have to put up the defense of their lives here.
Okay, so despite the drone itself being flashed, still managing to tag up Neuer. Reyna placing that smoke on down to try and deny any aggressive pushes, but you can see now the rotation comes through. They decide, you know what, we don't want this smoke. But Roxy has great timing, and her teammates peek off the back of that, but with Neuer using that dismiss to get away, she falls so far back, the smoke goes up, and when the pre-fire comes through, they decide, you know what, we don't want to face this one by one. The dash onto site comes through, and they've still not closed market door.
I mean, even if they do, the amount of spray that's coming through, they will immediately shut that one down. Now Lightning have to find their way onto site here. It's 4 versus 4, so it is still anyone's game, but Padge is so low HP, no one to heal that up. Project X have some really good positioning
Glance,
here.
no, you don't want Glance to kind of go underneath Heaven, because then she reveals the location of her other teammate. You can see Smurfette hiding underneath Heaven in towards Hell. Her teammate gets picked up, but
Oh my god.
They
Oh,
just
wow.
know. We've seen them so many times playing in the exact same position that now it's just to be expected that, you know what, whenever we spot one person, that could be another. Oh boy.
And around we go.
Overtime.
Back to the next. So what is it? We're now in double overtime. And again, no operators on the board. I like this. I like that we're playing a little bit more conservatively. I would like to see some, you know, spicy operator plays just for that little bit extra. But I think that playing it safe here is the best option. Because again, Project X, if they win this map, they move on to the grand final. If Lightning win this map, we move on to map 3, and they actually have a chance at the grand final. It's an important map, an important next 2 rounds, potentially more, depending on how far we take this, for both of these teams.
Absolutely. You can see Spike. We've slowed things down again. Now we can see Spike in towards A long. They're not completely committing towards this A site here. Omen hanging on back, and I think they're just going to play off of the info here. I like this little crossfire from Roxy and Cinnamon. I don't doubt as soon as they hear some noise, they'll be flashing that and pushing on in. But if they do start to aggress, they could have impeccable timing towards the players in towards mid. Oh, this crossfire yet again. Smurfette and Kim.
Oh, but it's followed up. Paj and Sonya have this as well. They're almost expecting it. But Sonya's pulling back. No, they've deleted their own crossfire.
Oh, beautiful. I love it.
Super well played there from Project X. Just holding those angles, and now Kim just has to like turn slightly to the right, and she's got eyes in on the B site.
30 seconds left.
Swarming onto the site. Smurfette picking up one of those kills. They're not able to close market door
Spike
just yet. A
planted.
spike gets planted, and you can see Glance pushing on in with the Sova drone on the other side being popped as well. Trying not to reveal too much, gets tagged up and spotted with that. Reyna being incredibly aggressive here, pushing through the smoke. They're not going to expect this, surely not. Shooting out that swarm grenade so incredibly fast. They have the info, there's one main. Pick up that kill as well. That was an amazing retake by them.
Project X and retakes, that's where they have shunned the most on this map. Did they pick up any defense? I think the first round of OT, they picked up a round
Switching
that
sides.
wasn't a defuse. It
Match
wasn't a
point.
retake. For most of it, it's just been, you know, retakes. And really good ones, to be fair.
Yet another match point coming into play.
Just around and around we go, you know? The wheel keeps turning. I'm curious about how Lightning are going to mount this defense. Their defensive half was decent. It was pretty damn good. So
I want to see a flash face.
Just see if that actually does happen. Oh, Reyna being a little bit aggressive here.
Cover going out.
Okay, provides a teammate with some sort of cover, but sat towards Wine. I like this play. But we've seen time and time again, they do actually happen to clear Wine a couple times here and there, so... Oh, no. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
The swarm grenade goes down. Neuer gets wiped out of Wine. 4 versus 5 now, picking up the orb once again on that Phoenix.
Oh, this could be it. That's a very, very powerful early pickoff here. Reyna's gonna have to come up very big, holding this cross, spams through the smoke, but the bullets just miss.
Oh my god, that flash! 4 versus 3 now. GP going huge. 1 versus 2. What on earth has just happened right now?
Beautiful cleanup once again. Paj and Sonya, such a powerful duo. Now Kim is on a little bit of a flank here, but Paj seems to have clocked that. Kim's gonna come around the corner and gets taken down by Paj. Well, Costa Curse indeed. That was not it, despite a very
Switching
good
sides.
early pickoff.
Overtime.
We go again. Triple OT, baby. Let's keep it rolling.
Let's not keep it rolling. I'm so scared. I'm like I'm in a constant state of fear. I'm literally sat on the edge of my seat. This is the game-changing moment. This is the game-changing overtime.
I mean, you say that. Who knows? I'm wondering if we go 16-14. We'll see if that happens. That tends to be like, when you go into overtime, it tends to be like a 16-14 if it's gonna end, you know, ever. But now Lightning have to mount an attack. Their attacks were good, but not as good as their defense. Of course, that's where Project X mounted their resurgence.
You see, as soon as that B aggression was shown, they kind of all just kind of swarmed towards that A site. Spike starting to be planted as well. Reyna pushing through the smoke, but gets picked up by Roxy. Oh, you can see the flank again. No flank watch.
But it's okay, they're on site. They're on site and they're covering all of their angles, so this is okay. But the pincer movement from Project X here could come up huge because there are so many angles to watch.
Oh, so many of them were spotted right there. I think there was 2 of them spotted. They know that there's going to be another one underneath them. Paj unable to connect the shots. This is absolutely dire. Glance picks up one of those kills, gets a right click as well. Oh my word.
This is massive because Project X have been far better on their defenses than they have on their attacks. for them to have won this attacking round means that there is a very good chance that they will win this next round. Lightning have to come up so big on this next round. Yeah, this defense has to be insanely good to somehow stem the tide and stop Project X from running away with this victory. I cannot believe that we've gotten to this moment. Can you believe the first map? How dominant that looked for Project X. For us to be at this point now, I'm blown away.
I'm honestly in awe as well. You can see, I like the fact that the Killjoy is kind of hanging back, making sure she relays any information of any sort of aggression through towards B, because we saw time and time again they did, as soon as they kind of aggressed through towards B, they knew it was going to be an A commit. And now it does look like the Phoenix is going to be edging on closer through towards site. Smurfette picking up, oh no wait, sorry, Patch picking up a kill, but as I say that, Smurfette also picked up a couple kills here and there. 2 versus 2 now. Reyna opting to TP away through towards Jenny. Flash
Look at this
goes
flank.
on in, oh my word.
Look at that flank. They're kind of expecting it. You actually see some cover going up into heaven because they really think that this is happening.
Last player standing.
Oh no,
It's sold out to
expect
Roxy.
it.
Are they watching? Is anyone actually watching heaven right now?
Oh
Okay.
no, but they will be in a second. Oh,
I can't believe it. We go again.
quadruple overtime.
Oh
Switching
my
sides.
goodness.
Overtime.
Quadruple OT incoming. Come on, chat. Let me know. Who do you think's taking this one? We'll find out in 3 minutes if you're right. But like slam it in the chat there. Let me know. Who do you think is going to win this round? 17-15? Maybe?
You're jinxing it every single time you say it. It just doesn't happen.
I'm definitely not doing it on purpose to see how far we can go in overtime. Definitely not. I would never.
Cast this curse, please no. Okay, A push. I would love to see it come on through. Loads of swarms and alarm bot, you name it. It's all
Project
already
X.
set up.
Look where they're setting up. They're pushing through mid here. Oh, that's unfortunate. The kill onto Cinnamon in mid. That's going to completely destroy their flank plans.
Surely the info is being called out. They're going to be
down
towards
A.
short. Please tell me it has. So many swarm grenades being popped right there. Pre-fire comes through. They already know that there's going to be a couple people aggressing through short. But Padge, very, very map awareness was pretty good, I was going to say, but Glance still managing to pick up that kill.
My ult's ready.
Noya picks one up and then dismisses away. 1 versus 3 now. Make that a 1 versus 2. Make that a 1 versus 1. Noya, this is very much
She doesn't know
doable.
this is behind her.
7 bullets to work with. She can't even afford to reload at this point. Oh, she aces! Oh my goodness, that was so sick.
That was such an amazing round.
sides.
I feel like the girls are really getting into the zone here, and it's that point of like sometimes you'll get to this point and you're kind of tired, just slipping up a little bit. But I feel like, I don't know, Noya was just in the zone there. Like, she just knew exactly what was happening. It was such a good round and an important one for Lightning, because now in a strange turn of events, we talk about how Project X needed to have a really good round. Now Lightning, who have just had a solid attacking round, need to have a good defensive round. And defensive were their better rounds the whole way through. So again, we find ourselves in a position where this could be it. But do Project X let that happen?
I'll tell you what, it'll be absolutely heartbreaking if Lightning run away with this round right now after the comeback we've seen. Jupy, that is
my God,
exactly why
no
you need his teammate to watch your back.
On my mark.
Project X being in a 5 versus 2.
This is actually
gets
happening right
planted
now.
as well. You
I can't
cast
believe
the cursed it.
How did we get a grand final in our semi? I don't
I have
understand.
no idea.
Rix, I feel very adamant at proving that they are still one of the top teams in the region, despite having not played in a very long time.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, Reyna?
My ultimate is ready.
So close. I can't believe it. She almost clutches that, but not
Switching
going to be
sides.
enough. Pentable overtime. Let's go.
Please don't tell me what the score is going to be. Please, just do not. I bet you anything. The one time you don't say what the score is going to be, this is the moment it gets closed out.
All right, we're going to see if that you might have just cursed that, but we'll see.
Oh no!
You just cast to curse it again. Let's go.
Honestly, I'm speechless. Fair play to all of these girls. Fair play to Project X in particular for making one hell of a comeback.
Can we just remember that if Lightning win this, we have a third map?
Oh my goodness.
Like, where do these ladies find their energy from? They're busy chugging their Red Bulls, their Monsters, whatever they've got. Coffee coming out of their ears. God, how do you win?
Okay, fair enough.
This is such a good start for Project X. Oh man, Lightning heavily on the back foot here.
Now they have the info. Sonia is towards mid. You can see they've all kind of left bomb site and edging closer through towards mid. Recon goes down as well. It just looks like this could be a bit of an A push. Coming in from the Omen, edging closer through towards short. Oh dear. A site is wide open. Yeah, there's no swarms or anything to kind of hold them off. Of course, short door has been closed, however, so...
Smurfette's watching to see if anybody rotates through heaven, which will give that information away. So they're kind of playing for retake here. They want to play off the fact that they have the numbers advantage. Once that spike eventually gets planted down, they'll have that info and then they'll start moving towards the site.
There you go, spike goes down, it has been called out, and now we see the rotation come through, but GP is ready and waiting. Alarmbot has been alerted and picks up one of those kills, decides to fall on back, and rightly so. This looks like we're going to see a recon possibly back. Ooh, okay. A little bit of a flashy play there. Oh, I don't know how they're going to do this. See, now we're seeing the funneling effect coming into play yet again. Roxy picks up one of those kills. 2 versus 2 now. Glance drops down, picks up one of those kills. 1 versus 1. And it swings in favor of Roxy.
Sonya like flicks to the left for a split second, and it's the perfect moment for Roxy to get that cleanup kill. Oh man, 17-16. We're back down onto match point.
Player standing.
I don't even know, like, usually I can point out and I can tell you, okay, the problem is that they're not watching their flanks. The problem is that they're being too aggressive. The problem is that they're being too slow. But I feel like every round, both of these teams are kind of evolving and playing off of what they've learned throughout the map, and they realize, okay, there might be a flank here, we need to watch for that. Okay, they might push an aggressive here, we need to, keep an eye on that. They're constantly changing their play style, changing their approaches to the map to try to match against what has been done. And the longer this map goes on, the more we see of that. This has been such a good showing from both of these teams.
Yeah, I think the problem we've been seeing is that everybody is just hitting their shot. So we're just in a constant state of, okay, back and forth, ring around a rosy, time and time again. And GP now has the info there, edging closer towards A. You can see Padge edging on closer through short as well, making sure that they don't get flanked from the side.
Oh, UP spots out Cinnamon. Oh, beautiful swing there. Cinnamon and Glance managed to get a kill together. That's a great opening for Project X. They are going to be able to... Oh, Radar trades it back. Let's go. Spike's going to get planted. It's all about these post-plant positions. But remember, they need to rely on utility here.
Oh, no, not again.
Around and around we go. Where we stop, ain't nobody know.
There you go. Recon goes through, giving them the info of how many is on site. Oh, fake defuse. A little bit of a jiggle coming on through. Spamming the spike flash goes in. Picking up the kill onto the Omen. Now Cinnamon. Oh, Cinnamon. You're kidding me. You're kidding me.
Cinnamon actually starts shooting at her own teammate because she's so panicked at what's going on, and somehow Somehow Neuer manages to get the final kill in the round
sides.
and go for the
Overtime.
defuse. We go again, ladies and gentlemen. 17-17. What is the sextuple overtime? They're even calling a timeout. It's just like, what the hell
Yeah.
are we gonna do to secure this game? Now, of course, that does give Project X a chance to have a little chat as well. Both of these teams, they're huddling up. They're trying to figure out how the hell do we stop this from going to another round of overtime. And I hope it doesn't go to another round because I don't know what comes after sextuple. So
I'm gonna have to Google it to be quite honest with you, but I'm hoping it does not come to that. But we have seen after the, the tap pauses, it's kind of the game-changing moment, and I'm hoping that's gonna be the case for all of these overtimes that we've seen. And you know what? If it does happen, then hey, why don't they kind of tack pause a lot sooner? Question mark.
yeah, good grief. I can't believe that we found ourselves here. I know I said this earlier, but it's been such a good display. And I'll be perfectly honest, coming into this, I kind of favored Project X. And after the first map, I kind of felt vindicated in that belief. But as I said a little bit earlier, like, this is Lightning trying to prove that
Enemy remaining.
they are just as strong as they've always been. No, they haven't been able to compete in tournaments for an extended period of time just due to the fact that, all of the FE tournaments were sponsored by Rix, so they weren't actually able to compete. But they are constantly grinding. Every day, they keep playing, keep scrimming, trying to stay on top as much as possible. And here we go. A great opening pick-off here for Lightning as they try to hold on to their crown as the best in the region.
Flashing and pushing through the smoke. Nicely done. Cinnamon manages to tag him up incredibly heavily. Updraft onto the Jenny as well. The spike goes down. Kim making her way through short, but playing quite passively. Oh, in comes the drone for that info, revealing that there is one up towards heaven. The spam comes through, but the shots aren't connecting anywhere near enough. Maybe that shot dart can do some damage. Okay, Lightning.
Oh, man. Bearing in mind that I think it's if we get to like 20, then the game like resets and kicks everyone out of the lobby.
Please no, please no.
So we need to like we need to
make
get
it
this done.
snappy. Come on, make it snappy.
yeah. Come on, ladies. We haven't got all day. We still got a grand final to cast.
Yeah.
Potentially a map 3. Like you can't monopolize the entire broadcast like this.
Oh goodness, I'm scared.
Oh, Glance has actually overtaken Reyna in kills. Reyna was like wiping the floor with everyone up to a point, but Glance, who I said she doesn't often top the numbers, the meters, but today is that day where she makes that happen.
You see Spike was dropped and left towards that B site, and with them aggressing through towards B main, the timing here is going to be absolutely crucial. Smurfette picking up a kill onto Sonia. There you go, the flash comes on through for Reyna. Oh my word, now Neuer. Roxy has heard 2 players behind her, calls it out to her teammates who do manage to do a little bit of damage from upper towards short. And now GP is going to have great timing here. She's heard them. Oh, they swing on her and she's not able to pick up the kill. A site is wide open for them now. And now Reyna shifting up. Kim should be well aware that they will push up through heaven. I would love to see a bit of a pre-fire, even a little tap. Oh my word.
Vandals, the tracer rounds, she knows where they are. They don't check for her. It trades though. It's 1 versus 2, but Project X have 2 players still left alive.
Oh my word.
Alright,
Okay, wait, I'm gonna have to Google it.
Yeah, we gotta know what comes after sextuple. 7. I don't know. Septuple! I was just thinking
okay.
September. Yeah, all right. Septuple overtime.
All right, it seems like we're gonna need to know the future ones as well. So it's septuple and then octuple. And then if it goes any further, then we'll think about that then. That's a future us problem.
All right, just so that there is a timer so that chat will figure out that I'm not, spoiling. I have just typed, what do you think the final score is going to be? It's currently 18-18. I want to see what chat thinks the last score is, the final scoreline of this is going to be, because we go again. This time it's going to be a hard B site push for Rix as Reyna is still holding this flank. There we go.
Cover going.
4 versus 4 now. Swarm grenades being pop, location revealed as well. And I like the fact that Kim is still adamant that they could come towards a site. And you can see them falling on back. She has got a star set up there as well. Smoke comes through towards short as well. I would have loved to see her maybe play towards wine, but then at that point you kind of risk yourself being swarm grenaded out of that spot. So very nice passive play from her. She did actually remove her star as well.
Project X kind of aiming for the retake here. So if they push in onto B, they'll be there to shut it down. If they push in onto A, we go for retake. Now, of course, they need to be aware that Padge is moving up through mid, while the rest of Lightning have already started to make their way over towards the A site. Sound Q wouldn't have given away because they maintain their shift walk, so... Oh, Padge coming around the corner to check. Oh my god, the flick! The flick is huge!
How did that even happen? I thought she would have had the angle on her, but just Padge things.
Yeah, it's Padge being Padge. 4 versus 3 here for Rix. Looking good. We've said this a few times.
The problem is that everyone's getting kills. Just stop.
Somebody win. I don't care who wins, just somebody win. I mean, it's bound to happen eventually. Or we could just go in overtime indefinitely. Who knows? Glance, let's go.
Out of charge.
3 versus 2 now, shooting around that spike and making sure there's no swarm grenades to be popped there.
Last player
Oh my
standing.
goodness. 1 versus 1 now. Reyna waiting for the defuse to come on through. Oh, they did have it half, but Roxy just couldn't connect the shots.
Another beautiful round there from Reyna. I mean, do we expect any less at this point? Like,
Not at all.
she's just been so big.
Last player standing.
We've seen
I just want to like
aces.
rewatch this.
We've
Look
seen
at that.
aces, we've seen clutches, we've seen you name it, we have seen it. I'm pretty sure we could have played through 2 different maps throughout the time of this overtime.
I love that production has now gone and put the numbers from 8 to 10 just in case. Thank you, production. We appreciate you. We'll see if we actually do need to use those. Oh, look at them. They're running away from the drone. This is so big. They want to make it seem like there's no one on site. Does actually manage to catch out one, though, so they're not going to be able to bait out a full push onto the A site. But, of course, it does give information across the Lightning that they were hovering... Oh, Noya. Knowing that they were hovering around A, was checking Catwalk, but pulls away just as well. Project actually moving through their own spawn. Now, I mean, this is where you can see they're really taking it seriously. They don't want to make any mistakes. They don't want to give any information that they don't absolutely have to give over. This could be that real turning point. I'm seeing much more decisiveness here than we've seen throughout this map.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. Swarm grenades get popped. A little dash onto site from Smurfette as well. Picks up the first kill onto Stairs. Updrafting on over. Calls it out to her teammate. Site is clear. Reyna picking up that kill onto Cinnamon as well. Now Roxy hiding on behind this little smoke. 4 versus 4.
She's in the cubby.
Oh, make that a 4 versus 2. Could this be it?
Looking so good here. Smurfette manages to get 2. She's even out the number. She pops the blade storm. Oh, and she's the last one left alive as she swings out. Reyna gets the 4K. 20-18 in favor of RixGG Lightning. What a phenomenal performance all the way up into Septuple overtime. And just in time to stop the entire server from exploding. So that's good.
There is that, yeah, there is that, and thank goodness we didn't go into the 20th overtime, because I think even at that point, production might have run out of, how many overtimes was that? Was that Septuple?
Yeah, that was 7 overtimes.
Honestly, Way to keep us on our toes, girls. Honestly, I'm speechless. Amazing gameplay from both teams, but of course, that does mean that we're gonna head on over to third map now. And you know what? I know you've been waiting for Breeze. I know you love to see it, but what happens if that goes overtime as well? I don't think my heart could handle it.
I mean, then we just keep going. And then we got the grand final. And you know what? All three of those maps could go overtime as well. Who knows?
Goodness.
Oh, what a display. This is what we live for. This is what we're here for. We come here to see the very best of the best. Slug it out, round after round, never giving up, never allowing themselves. Remember, the Project X came into this, the second half, 4-8. Now, they still lose out the round, but my God, what a resurgence they made to climb all the way back up. The performance from these two teams has just been spectacular. And as we've said repeatedly, it's not over. Edge of your seat stuff, people.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this replay reel is honestly going to be the length of a feature-length movie, and that's just from all the overtime footage. Like, so much amazing gameplay that we've seen so far. And of course, we're still in the semi-finals. There's still a map to go, and then we take it to grand finals. And my heart is racing, the adrenaline is pumping, and I can only imagine how these girls are feeling right now.
Well, hopefully production won't hate me for doing this in the middle of their highlight reel, but I think that we're gonna throw this on to a break, give us a chance to, you know, rest our voices a little bit as we prepare ourselves for map 3, which is going to be, as we've said, Breeze. So everyone, do not go too far away. We are back with more action in just a little bit.
30 seconds left. One enemy remaining. Player standing. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. One enemy. One enemy remaining.
Hey everyone, my name is Sofia, my nickname is Kim and I'm the main smoker of Team Project X. So I started to play around like 10 years, so first Counter-Strike Source, then Global Offensive. I probably played like competitively around 8 years on Global Offensive. At first I didn't switch directly when Valorant came out. Like I played a bit on the beta just to see if I like the game and the gameplay, etc. Because it's very different from Counter-Strike, you know, with the spells and the utilities. I also wanted to see if the game was gonna do great, to be honest. But then, of course, it's doing great. So in January, I just decided to make the switch. It was the best decision I could have taken because we have so many events, so many promotions. Riot is really listening to the players, you know, when it comes to map, even like skins, agents, so I couldn't be happier. Something that I've learned since I started to play competitively, I would say, is always try to be grateful, you know, when it comes to anything, like if you're playing under an org, if you're having a salary, because you never know when those like bonuses that you get are gonna be over, and it can be from one day to another. So always try to enjoy what you have, don't be too greedy, and stay humble. I would say that my schedule is very different every day. But most of the time, in the morning, I'm trying to do something that is not related to gaming or to the PC. So let's say I like to go out, grab something to eat for breakfast, meet some friends, or like study. In the afternoon, this is when we have practice. So I do like my training session, my personal training session with aim lab, deathmatch. Then we have like practice time, which is gonna be around like 5 to 7 hours, I would say. And right after prac, it depends like on my mood. Like sometimes I'm gonna play more Valorant, sometimes I'm just gonna play something else with my friend, watch a movie, or just spend some time with my family. Something I wish I knew. I don't really have anything I wish I knew when it comes to like just in general having a gaming career, but more like, for example, in Valorant right now, when I see how big it is, I just wish I knew that it would be this successful, so I wouldn't have like waited so long to make the switch. I really look up to people that have the ability to take losses not as being defeated. And the reason why is I always believe that losing is an important part of the process to be the best. When you lose, your weakness shows. So it gives you something that is gonna make you work harder, and fix your mistakes. So I think those people are very inspiring for me. The best advice that I could give is probably be patient. It's something that is gonna take a lot of time and a lot of work, and you never know when opportunities are gonna come, so definitely don't give up and be patient. The second one, I think being curious is something that is also very important. How I got into competitive gaming is actually because I was the one always searching, for opportunities. I joined many Faceit hubs, also some Discord channel. Same on Twitter, I was trying to follow as many girls that I could, Definitely try to do some research, So we use a lot of social media, but the one that we use the most, I would say, is Twitter. The team Twitter is projectx_val, and if you want any updates, it's gonna be there, when it comes to tournaments or when it comes to streaming. I would also like to say thank you guys for hosting a tournament for us. I think it's a great opportunity for women and marginalized people to compete at their best level, and we're definitely very happy and very grateful to be able to compete at your tournament.
Welcome, 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 and welcome once again to the Women in Games Community Cup. My name is Jasmine Kanuga, otherwise known as Veracity, and I'm joined by the wonderful Naori Mizuki. And you know what? I'm still kind of out of breath. I'm still kind of on the edge of my seat after the incredible display of performance we just witnessed between RixGG Lightning and Project X. You know, Rix won Project X's map pick. We went into 7 overtimes. You know, I don't even know what to say about that, but we're going to head on over to Breeze. Naori, have you recovered from that 7th overtime?
Barely, just barely. I managed to swallow like 2 glasses of water just to kind of get the vocal cords less dry, you know, so I could actually talk a little bit more because wow, what a performance. The difference that's come through from map 1, I mean, you can see the scores. 4-13 in favor of Project X to a 20-18 in favor of Rix. Coming on to Breeze, I honestly have no idea what to expect. What I can tell you is that Rix has only ever played Breeze once in an official. It was like a round of 128 in VCT, and they lost it. Project X have played it a little bit more often. They've even beat Tenstar Nova on this map previously. So this is a map that they are a little bit more comfortable with. They have about a 64% win rate on it. Looks like they could have the upper hand coming into this one.
Ever so slightly, maybe so, but we see Agent Select coming into play now. I love the use of a Viper on this map. Obviously, we've spoken time and time again about how invaluable Jet is in most maps. I also love the use of a Sova coming into play too. I feel like these lineups are almost identical with the exception of the Astra and the Scythe. No, Scythe is the same as well.
Cyphers are there, yeah. I mean, this is a mirror matchup apart from the Astra, which is, yeah, it's gonna be interesting how it plays out. I'm not sure how I feel about having no Sova because again, you're giving up a little bit of information, but they do have a Cypher, so that helps out quite a lot there. And instead, they're opting to have a few more smokes. Now, what makes this a really interesting composition is that Project X seem to be leaning away from super massive hyper aggression and back into a more kind of controlled approach. Another interesting thing to note is that Kim is actually, wow, this is like a real swap up. Kim is on smokes along with Roxy, and Cinnamon is back on Sky, whereas in the previous series, or like not series, but like previous game, we saw Cinnamon on the Viper instead. So we are seeing some interesting diversions from the usual roles that they play throughout the day. We'll see how that does work out here. We're jumping straight on in.
Yeah, I feel like it's no holds barred, honestly, at this point, as they did look like they were going to swarm on into that B site. Flash goes in as well. Smurfette dashing onto the site, picking up the kill onto GP. And now, will Spike be able to go down? Sonya is very, very close on site as well. I'm wondering whether or not they expect her to be here.
Oh boy. Nice little post-plant positions here. What's interesting is how far back Project X have pulled, trying to maintain control of the spike. Like, Kim is on the wildest flank right now.
I feel like we're going to see a flank of a flank. Flankception. Whoa.
We've seen it before. Yeah. We've been there.
Oh, Padge dashing into her face. Oh my goodness. I was not expecting Padge to pick up that kill, to be quite honest with you.
I mean, that's beautiful coordination. Wow. It's like, I'm going to flash, so, you know, just go. And the flash comes out from, and it's that synergy between duelists. I love seeing it. So it obviously not Smurfette and Cinnamon this time around, but beautiful work there. Padge swinging on that flash, knowing that Smurfette is going to be flashed out. She gets herself into a good position, manages to get the clean kill there. Now, we are seeing my favorite part of this map, and that is the Marshall play. I love that Marshals are so incredibly strong on this map, more so here than on any other map in the current, I say the current pool, like of all of the maps. We don't have map pools yet. It comes up so clean, so big, so clutch because of these incredibly long sight lines that need to be covered.
Yeah, so you can see Cypher falling on back as well. Cage being triggered as well to give any additional info as to where they might be on site. But you can see Spike being planted already. Viper Wall goes back on down, and Sonia once again in this exact same position has spotted Cinnamon towards long.
Right here.
Potentially calling it out to her teammate. Does have a drone to kind of work with here.
I love that Project X wait for this kind of high risk, high reward force up on round 2. And here's that high reward because they've managed to get so many kills. Yes, Arena's on that crazy flirt once again, but she's the last person left alive to try to clean it up. And unfortunately, not able to make that one happen. Takes a few bodies down with her, but isn't able to clutch out the round. And now off the back of that, at least 3 members of Project X are going to come into this round looking really good. Whereas this would have been a full rifle round for them, against bonus. Now it's 2 rifles and 3 SMGs versus pistols. So they've completely flipped the script and given themselves a huge advantage in this round over the Rix players. So yeah, high risk, high reward. It could have gone horribly, but it went pretty well. We'll see if they can continue along with that 1-for-1 in terms of map wins or round wins.
And you know what? This big stack towards A site, I'm not too sure about it, but you know what? It's been working out for them as of so far. I don't think it was that much of a stack in previous rounds that we've seen. They are all onto site now. Smurfette being tagged up by the camera as well.
Spike planted.
Ooh, Sky ult being popped as well to reveal locations too. Absolutely invaluable in a situation like this, but you can see the big flank coming on through. And we have Kim on flank watch. Picking up 2 of those kills there.
The rinse through here. It is, however, a 2v3, so it's definitely winnable. And Project X have pulled way off the site from where the actual push is coming in. From that being said, there you go, timer ticking down. There isn't going to be enough time to actually get the defuse, so now it's just about those exit frags.
You can see Smurfette trying to get a little bit kill hungry, but then decides, you know what? Maybe that's not the best idea, but who knows? I think they might actually butt heads around here. Oh, Smurfette! Oh, you hate to see it. You want to pick up those kills. Cinnamon cleaning up.
That's horrible, because they'd actually managed to pick up a rifle towards the end there to try and hold on to for the next round, but they get kind of rinsed through. Now they're forced to buy. Yes, they can buy into rifles, but it wasn't the best way for it to have happened. If they'd been able to hold on, then they could have had a little bit better economy. And now what they did in that previous round, of course, they kind of hedged their bets a little bit over towards the A side, expecting either that it's going to be a full rush on A or they'll have to swing over to B, but it does kind of go worse than expected. In Project X, this is now essentially their bonus round, so gonna try to make something happen with the rifles and specters that they have available to them, knowing full well that Rix are able to buy into rifles, but unfortunately Padge is off the board here.
You can see Sonia listening on out for footsteps, has called it out to her teammates, and then finally picks up the kill onto Smurfette. Recon goes in as well. Jupi going huge hit for her teammates. And again with the spam through the wall.
And they know that the last person is on the other side of the map, so can start to rotate. Spike is down in that little connector area there, so no chance for Glance to pick that up. 27 HP and a dream for exit frags. The dream is dead. Noya gets that last kill there. And Rix will even out the scoreline. And again, we're finding ourselves in a very, very back and forth situation here.
Please
Rix
no.
not willing to give an inch.
Please no more back and forth.
I mean, it's bound to happen. These two teams are so phenomenal. Like, I feel like that first map was almost like a fluke. Like, oh, you won that really handedly? Yeah, that's not going to happen again. That was, you know what? That was a mistake on our part. We're not going to do that again. Now we're going to show you exactly how freaking good we are. And that's pretty much what they're doing.
I feel like we're just going to keep going round for round. And you know what? Why do they keep edging towards this B site? I want to see a bit of a change up. I want to see them try and take A.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Although, to be fair, it hasn't been, you know, particularly unbroke.
It's been a little bit broke.
A little bit, you know. Not fully woke, just a little bit broke. I have no idea what I just said, but there you go. Seekers have come out. That's going to give some information. Wow, 4v4 retake here. I mean, Rix give up a lot of space on this B side. That might be why Project X keep hitting it, because they know Rix are just going to give up the space.
I feel like the 7 overtimes has definitely got the better of us.
Cage triggered.
I'm just giggling at every little thing that happens.
Hey, you know what? Oh,
Last
the
player
flash.
standing.
I was gonna talk about exhaustion, but yeah, these ladies are not tired. I don't know. They have the stamina of like 10 people
Concentrate,
just
Nova.
packed into their amazing bodies.
One enemy remaining.
Sonia, not able to defuse. Can she get the last kill? Maybe.
Oh,
she
don't be
tried.
kill hungry. Did she get out of it? Oh, that was so heartbreaking. She was just on the edge.
Not the end of the world there. I mean, you do get that savers penalty, so you would get less credits at the end of the round. And of course, they had used quite a bit of utility, and either way, everybody's forced down. So not a massive issue. I'm going to be seeing UP pick up that Marshall once again. But of course, Project X, after winning that round, their economy is not looking awful, but it's definitely not great. The back and forth continues as Glance is going to be down on a Spectre, but overall they do still have the advantage, plus they have 3 ultimates online. That being said, anti-eco, I don't think we see it come out.
Oh my, okay. Full send towards A long. I like to see it, but I would love to see this counter-aggression coming in from Project X as well. I'd love to have seen them pushing through towards A door, but never mind. UP being swarmed in on from all angles. I say all angles, I really mean one angle, and that's Archway.
The run and gun was strong there. But it works out.
planted.
So they managed to get that kill. Smurfette just continuing to do Smurfette things, and it's a really good start to the round here for Project X. They continue to follow it up, and as I mentioned, it is the anti-eco. So Lightning, all it really is about is getting as many kills as they can to further cripple an already somewhat broken
player
economy
standing.
for Project X. But they we need to get more than one kill.
Okay.
Okay. Little flick there onto Cinnamon. They managed to actually get 2 kills there, so not the worst save round that I've ever seen. We'll take a look to see how much damage did it actually do. Not enough. Does kind of cripple 2 of the players, but everyone else is able to buy for one another, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
As well.
Oh yeah, I mean they've just been holding on to them.
off.
And that's the thing, because they haven't had an opportunity to actually use them, and you don't want to throw them out in an anti-eco because you know you already have the advantage. Now, however, Padge has an operator online, and as soon as they sniff that out, I mean, look at this. Reyna is getting ready to drop this Viper's Pit immediately on the B side.
You love to see it. She puts down the snake bite as well. Please tap through the... I was really rooting for that. I really was. 4 versus 3 now. Another Viper ult being placed down on the site. As well as the Cosmic Divide being placed down as well. Spike gets planted at 2. There you go. I mean, Saber drone going in as well.
I said that Rix's inexperience on Breeze might come into play, and it really does feel like Project X just have the lay of the map here. And as you mentioned a little bit earlier, it is interesting that they keep consistently going for these B hits over and over again. But it does seem to be working. They've lost 2 out of 6 rounds, but the rest have obviously been wins. Now, shame, they've managed to... They still have rifles, and they don't want to give those up, so they're going to be trying to save. And again, maybe get some exit frags if possible.
Oh, that is a bad time to pull your knife out.
And she still gets a kill, despite the fact that she's caught with her knife out. She manages to pull out the rifle and get a kill off the back of that. So that's 1 less rifle that Rix are going to be able to hold on to. And their economy is going to be such a mess here. We talk about that runaway train and how important it is to maintain, to pull in the reins a little bit to stop the enemy team from pushing so far ahead. And they're actually forcing here. They're spending a lot of credits in this round to try to secure themselves another win. They do have that loss streak bonus should they lose here, but it's still a massive investment to make, knowing that you could very well lose this round and completely cripple yourself.
Are we finally seeing an A push? Oh my goodness, I think we're finally going to see an A push. Oh, where are you aiming? Try and reveal some locations, unable to do so, however. And the Seekers go out, and they have the info that they are going to be committed to this A site. Neuer picking up the first kill. 5 versus 3 now. Spike has been planted. after plant situation not looking too great for our attackers.
I mean, you say that, but as you say it, they do even out the numbers a little bit. Viper is still alive, has those lineups available if necessary, but we may have just cracked the code as to why the A hits just don't come through.
I'm so glad Viper has gotten into position for these after plant lineups, but if you
There it is.
oh my word.
There are the lineups.
She could have it. There's no need to peek.
Viper on Viper violence. There isn't enough time to
I
defuse.
love
Reyna
it.
knows it. She's out of there. A beautiful round here. Oh my goodness. Being able to buy out the time for so long. And this is the thing though. The post-plant meta is still alive and well. Yes, it was one of the more scrappy rounds for Project X. It didn't look as clean as most of their B executes, but it still looked pretty damn good, and they were able to win it out. Some great lineups to make sure that the snake bites were on point to stop that defuse as much as possible. Beautiful. Now, Rix have not completely crippled themselves, but the win streak bonus caps out now. So if they lose this round, then they will be forced back down onto a complete save, unless they decide to like force up into some janky guns, which I, sincerely do not recommend. As Project X have found themselves at a 4-point lead on this attacking round, looking very good here on Breeze. Have the Bladestorm available, highly unlikely that they're going to use it, and Rix have next to nothing to work with.
Oh, this was a big fake from them, but when Sonya is up that close towards mid, she has been flagged. They push on out to try and pick up the kill. Smurfette does exactly that, and now they might sell a double fake, maybe make them think that they're edging their way towards A, and you can see a slight rotation. Actually make that a big rotation coming into play here for Rix, and they are none the wiser. They are edging ever so closer towards this B site.
And this is why Sky is so powerful on a map like Breeze. Because it's so open, if you flash someone out, the chances that they're going to be able to hide behind a non-penetrable wall is pretty damn low. Oh, there we go, there we go. They spot out the utility over on the B site. So they're going to start to rotate back. Padge is on a little bit of a lurk as well. Going to try to create a pincer if possible.
Oh, if only they had pushed up onto site a lot sooner. Spike has still not been planted, still not gone down.
I mean,
And now Smurfette gets wiped out by Reyna.
Spike
Okay,
down.
Reyna.
gets a second kill. We've spoken about how much she does for her team. We already see the value of that, but unfortunately pushing through that utility, gonna slow her down massively, get her caught out of position, and now it's all down to Padge, and as she throws the cloud burst, Glance cleans it up. Another really good round. I mean, Project X, they wait out the clock for so long, but they wait until they know that they can get away with it. So they kind of do that double fake, and then instead of pushing onto site to plant, they push out into mid to get a few kills to make 100% sure that it's going to be near impossible for Lightning to stop them from getting that plant down. Once the spike has gone down, they've already whittled down the numbers to like 2 or 3 players, and it's just holding angles. A beautiful performance once again from Project X. And we spoke about them finally going A. No, they ended on the B sides.
Honestly, a Rix timeout coming into play now as well. And we have seen over and over again how game-changing the timeouts actually can be. So I'm kind of hoping we don't go to another overtime, but at the same time, I want to see it happen for the content. I know you guys at home want to see it happen for the content and for the intense gameplay that we've kind of been waiting for. And I want to see another A hit.
I mean, the A hit was a little hit or miss, I think. And of course, there aren't any Viper Pits available, but they have built up a little bit, like a few more ultimates. Oh, there we go. Like I said, Rix forced down. They could force up if they absolutely wanted to, but of course, it wouldn't be the smartest idea. So it is a little bit of a save. The biggest buys, of course, I do have 2 sheriffs, which, you know, cost a little bit. The Marshal costs a little bit more, so they invest slightly, but it's not the ideal round to come into this. I mean, we're so close to match point, and Project X just seem completely in control of the map.
Oh, here we have it. Sonya being placed on the Marshal. Oh, you see that rotation come through as well. I think she has relayed the information from her teammates, but Pad is so close. Oh, I was hoping for a jump shot or something incredible to come into play, but UP also with a Marshall in hand, spike down as well. Astra does manage to pick that up. Was it Astra? Who was going to pick it up?
It was the Astra, yeah. It was a solid, solid eco round so far. They still have numbers advantage. They're slowly burning down the clock. Project A. Oh, they've managed to pick up at least one rifle. This is huge. HPs are very low on the last remaining Project X players.
Recon revealing location as well. Sonia trying to make good use of that Marshall.
30 seconds.
And has been flashed. Rainier and Sonia. This is a dangerous situation to kind of be placed in because you don't want to line up for them. They have regained the spike and trying to make their way towards A.
You wanted to see an A hit? Ask and you shall receive.
I did, but there's like 10 seconds left on the clock.
There's enough time if they
do
want.
it? Do they do it?
There you go. Yeah, plenty of time.
What if a shot dart comes in right now? What are you doing?
From those positions?
Deploying drone.
That would be pretty impressive. They're gonna spot out. They suspect that the spike is likely on the default spot. Yes, it is. They do spot at least one out behind. Oh, there's that shock dart you were so worried about. Doesn't connect. She should have bounced it.
Oh, there was a recon as well. Oh, she could have used the recon. Oy vey.
Oh, I mean, if that shock dart bounces, they both die. But it didn't bounce. It hit the wall and exploded. And it's one of those small split-second decisions that when you look back on it, you're just like, ah, man. Oh, so close, so close. And finally, Rix, okay, still haven't managed to win another round, but they're able to buy up, which is good. They have their operator back online. We'll see where Padge is going to post herself up. I was kind of expecting possibly Sniper's Nest, but given that they never go A, she's going to be over on the B site. And well, surprise, it's an A hit. And there are two people on the A site trying to hold down these angles as much as possible.
Oh, you see the concuss coming on through from that Sky Dog. It has been called out. You can see the Cypher rotation coming in as well. Kim, however, with the spike in hand, making her way through tube. Oh, she is going to have great timing here, surely. Oh. Caster's Curse strikes again.
Yeah. Kim and Glance coming up so huge here. UP just about evens it out. Still 2 versus 3, but there's quite a lot of utility here. And of course, we keep Kim alive, and we still have all of that post-plant utility. She's got both of her snake bites if she needs to use them.
Toxin screen down.
Oh man, Rix don't even know where to look at this point.
I'm like, I like the post-plant meta, but at the same time, I feel like relying solely on that. Let's say, for instance, if there was somebody flanking, right now, I don't know, the Viper would be in a bit of a dire situation because she would just get taken out straight away, but it does look like they're going to look to recycle that ult as they do fall back from sight. And potentially, maybe a Viper could pick up a kill onto the Cypher here.
I mean, they don't even bother to try and go for the defuse. Instead, they just pull all the way back, hold on to those rifles, because this was an important round for them to win, just purely based on economy. Now, however, there's a chance to get that 9-3 going. We know about the 9-3 curse, and for the most part, it is rifles across the board. It's just going to be Reyna who's going to be forced to just buy a bulldog, but like Sonya's not going to be able to buy armor. And oh no, Reyna's okay. She's messing with us. What I'm curious about, and unfortunately we don't have like the VCT HUD, but I would love to know what utility they've been able to buy up, knowing that they have such a weird economic situation. I mean, we know that Project X have everything. They've even popped Bladestorm at the start of the round, which is highly unusual, but it's just to secure themselves the 10-2 half if possible. They want to take a very dominant victory here on Breeze.
Ooh, Smurfette. I like it. I like the aggression. I would have loved to see a kill more though. Oh, there we go.
I think she would have as well.
Oh no, Cinnamon. Oh no.
here.
Oh man, Reyna putting up numbers with the bulldog of all things. Rix might actually be able to win. Oh no, there we go. More trades back and forth. Cosmic Divide's gonna come out as well. Try and shut down some of those noise, the sound cues. Is it gonna be enough?
Spam coming through that Viper ult as well, and they're just not able to connect the shots. There's no need to push on through because when you do a situation like this happens, and Kim now in a 1 versus 1 puts the snake bite down. You think, that was so close. That was so close to being defused.
Oh, a 10-2 half.
sides.
This is the most dominant half that we've seen from Project X in this series. This was horrific. And what makes this so much worse is that 2 pistols and a bonus, and that's it. Project X are in the finals. Whereas Lightning have to string together 11 rounds in a row. Well, I mean, not necessarily in a row, but they need to string together 11 rounds to win, but they cannot lose 2 rounds, because if they lose 2 rounds, then we are guaranteed at the very least an overtime.
That's a whole lot of pressure to kind of place on yourself. And again, it comes back to that notion of the runaway train. And at this point, the train is halfway across the country.
Oh yeah, I mean, left the station does not even begin to describe it. This train is long gone. But I mean, I've seen teams come back from crazier scorelines. So hopefully Rix now on the attack might be able to turn something around in their favor. And of course, guys, just be aware there is the spectator bug. There are no Viper's pits online.
Spike planted.
As much as it may seem like it. So don't get jebaited by that.
That would have been very impressive if there was a Viper's pit best.
Honestly.
Okay. Ooh, okay, 2v3.
One enemy
Reyna,
remaining.
let's see what you can do. Oh, never mind. That round, it just flew by.
What do you mean, Reyna, let's see what you can do? Come on. Like, who do you think you're talking about?
Exactly.
Like, she just on the side, holding it down, being an absolute demon. I've been so impressed by these Rix players. As much as they have struggled a lot in this series, they have really, really performed well individually. So this has been a really exciting matchup, I feel like. And our Project X, of course, they're actually forcing up a little bit here, despite losing the first round. And again, it's because they want to... They did this in the first half as well. They go for the high-risk, high-reward play, and if you win it out, then you cripple Rix's economy back down onto a full save.
Ooh, Kim, with the Spectre in hand, finally manages to connect those shots, but Haj is too fast for her. Reyna placing her smoke on down through towards mid, but she is on a mission of her own, it
One
seems.
enemy remaining.
One player left alive for Project X. Finally. Oh, there we go. There's the kill. So the high risk, high reward play doesn't quite work out the way Project X would have wanted. And here's where it kind of proves itself as the risk. They're more than likely going to be forced down back onto pistols. Yup. This would usually have been their rifle round. After losing 2 rounds in a row, if you save, you get pistols. But instead of saving, they go for the buy-in, and now they're forced down onto pistols. And bearing in mind that Noya has a rifle and there's 3 SMGs, so this is definitely favorable for RixGG. They also have an ultimate on board. Okay, it's the neural theft, so it's a fairly situational ultimate to like really get value out of it. But the point is that Project X haven't built up any yet. Oh, who needs ultimates? Oh my god.
Who needs ultimates when you have Cinnamon plus Sheriff?
Honestly. Just disgusting what these players can do with the Sheriff. I don't understand it. He's too good. Built diff. Oh, built diff!
Oh my god. Oh, go on, do it again. You hate to do it to him, but you love to do it to him. Go on.
Honestly. Oh, there we go. They did it again!
You shall receive. Go on, do it one more time.
Are they seriously gonna get a thrifty round?
Player standing.
Oh, 3 versus 1! I feel the thrifty! It's incoming! There it is! You're kidding me!
Oh my word.
Okay, that was cost a bless. All right, that was Caster's
You
curse.
never hear all you ever hear is Caster's curse. But you know what? People never appreciate our caster blessings.
Indeed. And it works out.
standing.
Okay, no, wow, that spray through was so good. But with so few players left alive, it was always going to be a tough one. Now, Rix. Oh, man. The past couple of rounds have been so rough on their economy. They're still in this game. Unfortunately, UP is going to be stuck on a Marshall again. But they have a double sniper setup. What is, however, going to be interesting, of course, Smurfette also has an operator. So we've got 2 attacking snipers, 1 defending sniper. Oh, it's so rough.
Oh, Smurfette. I love the patience, but just a tad more could have worked in her favor. Oh, Seekers goes out, revealing Padge's location. Now Neuer with flash in hand. Maybe trying to bait them out to make them think that they're edging their way towards B. Ooh, possibly not a fake. Never mind.
Oh, UP trying to hold this long angle with just a Marshall. Oh, there's the smoke. Oh, camera gets taken out. But in the meantime, Smurfette will get the first pick of the round. All the way over here on the B site. And that somehow still hasn't deterred Lightning just yet. They're going to pop up a wall. It's not where the operator is. Oh, no.
Oh, I love the positioning. I love it. Oh, Smurfette, go on, do it. Do it now.
You're hoping for the ace. You're hoping for the ace.
I am. I've been holding out, and the one time that I don't mention and
30
request
seconds
that
left.
she does it is going to be the time that she does.
Yep. Oh, okay, except that now she's kind of posted up here and the rest of her team are kind of pushing out and surely, yeah,
they
you
phase.
don't re-peek that. There's no
They
way you
phase.
re-peek that.
They're going to face. Please face.
10
Nah,
seconds
they-
left.
There's 10 seconds left, but
There's not enough time.
I would have loved the ego chow.
Imagine. Waiting to see if they peek window, but not gonna happen. They're just holding on to that operator. It was a very expensive investment for them. So a little unfortunate that they're not gonna be able to hold on to that. Beautiful. Another round here for Project X where they just go above and beyond. But it's match point. Those 2 rounds that I was talking about that, you know, Rix could only afford to give up 2 rounds. Yeah, that's expired now. They need to string together 9 rounds in a row just to get us into overtime. This is rough. I've been saying that, like, the word rough has become ingrained in my vocabulary just because of this map. But it hasn't gotten any smoother. The buy is one of the jankiest I've ever seen. Luckily for UP, Smurfette does not hit the shot, so she will live to die another day.
Oh, Cinnamon. I love this. I love the sneaky flank coming into play. And guess what? No
Spike
flank
planted.
watch.
Oh,
Okay, Smurfette.
Smurfette.
You may have missed a shot at first, but you certainly do not miss those. Can she get another one? Never mind. Cinnamon in on the flank. She is on the case, and now all of their attention is turned towards Cinnamon. She picks up yet another one.
The post-bomb utilities off the board. They're throwing everything that they have. Hunter's Fury coming out to try and push them off of the defuse. They managed to get 1 kill off of it. Gets another kill off of it.
1 enemy
No,
remaining.
it's 1 versus 1.
Shock dart. Oh, not close enough, and she's spamming through this. Okay, fair play.
Beautiful play there from Sonya. The shock dart comes out. It completely misses. She realizes that the kill is not in the kill feed, and so she has to spray through the smoke. And again, it's why it's so important to remember exactly where you've placed that spike, so that when you find yourself in that position where there is literally no sight line, you have to know exactly where to spray through. Sonya comes up so huge there. This was a massive round win on what was a very janky buy. But they're not out of the woods yet. I mean, they're continuing to roll through, potentially. They only have Neural Theft available, no other ultimates to use, because everything got popped just to stay in contention.
Oh, now with this. Ooh, okay. Snakebite does actually manage to miss her very narrowly, but as soon as that Sova recon goes down, that could reveal her location. Never mind opting to not use it and starting to see a rotation coming through towards B site. Oh, Padge could have great timing here on Cinnamon.
We'll see if it does work out. Cinnamon just kind of watching the angles for the moment, not opting to look into Sniper's Nest, which is probably the best possible decision that she could make. But Kim has somehow read the situation a little bit. Now, that being said, that's both Vipers have used Snakebite. Oh, and that's the second one gone for Kim. So if Project X do get the spike down, they only have one Snakebite available for that retail or that post-plant scenario.
Oh, Recon goes through. Flash goes in as well. Now it's all up to Kim and her teammate Roxy to try and hold it down. Neuer, however, it's the kill onto Kim. Now surely they know Roxy.
Down.
Oh, big trades.
Oh dear, the spray's coming through. 12 seconds left on the clock. Have they left this a little too late?
They have time, but they need to do it. There you go. And the spike plant for the extra 300 credits as well. Beautiful round here from Lightning. Now, one of the things that I kind of neglected to mention, and then I forgot about it because of all the action. When we were in the pick ban phase, so we had our 2 picks, or our 2 bans, then we had our 2 picks. Then Rix was able to ban another map, and they chose to ban Haven. They chose not to ban Breeze. And then the final maps were, I think, like Icebox and Breeze, and then it was Project X that picked Breeze instead. Like, the decision-making process there was very telling, I believe. So for Rix to have not straight out banned out Breeze, I don't know, maybe they should have. But they're on a little bit of an upswing here. Can they continue along? That is not a good start.
That is not what you want to happen, especially as soon as you enter that Sova drone. You need to have a teammate kind of covering your back and making sure situations like that don't happen where you end up getting pushed in on. Oh, not a whole lot to keep them off this B site either. Roxy with the Sheriff in hand. We have seen how deadly she can be with it. Oh, does get tagged up in okay, I see you.
The pixel grape pop, as Tana Metro would say. 4 versus 3 here for Lightning. They need to get themselves into good position. There are a lot of avenues for getting in onto the site. Now, Hadge is obviously watching for any possible push from back of site, and the rest are going to be watching towards the middle. The wall's going to come up, so that might slow them down a little bit. But Hadge misses the shot. Can't miss those.
No. Oh, and still somehow gets forgiven and gets the kill onto Kim. Smurfette, however, way too fast for her. Lone Soldier, last player standing, and Neuer cleans up shop yet again.
What a great turnaround once again. I don't know where they get this energy from. Like,
I need the energy that they have right now. But looking at the board, 4 ults available for Project X. You would think one more ult orb on Smurfette as well, and they should theoretically be unstoppable. And Rix Lightning, I feel like they're going to throw a hell of a lot into this because they have a lot to show.
I mean, on the counter, Rix have 2 players that are 1 ult orb away from having that ultimate online. But we're going to start things out with the Viper's Pit immediately drop down over on the A side. Project X looking to kind of close this out as quickly as possible. So, Rix, what's the plan? Do you push through? It looks like that's not going to be it. And instead, pulling back, moving over towards the B site. What's really interesting to note is how Project X haven't stacked the rest of their team over on the A site, or on the B site, but instead have kept 3 of their players towards A, just in case the Viper's Pit doesn't go the way that they had planned. And honestly, it may have been the right call.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the aggression that they've shown towards that B site as well. Allows the rest of their teammates to kind of focus on this A push and play as sneaky as possible. Kim in a great positioning right now, and they're not going to suspect it at all. Oh, but the Seekers might reveal all for them. Being forced to throw down that snake bite and retreat as quickly as possible. I do not blame her one bit.
Oh, slowly dipping in and out of that Viper's Pit to keep it up, but Project X hightailing it back over towards the B side. Smurfette's holding it though. Smurfette! The number of whiffs today have just not been good. However, it's fantastic news for Rix Lightning because they get to survive a little bit longer, and Cinnamon
Welcome to
can't hear terribly much through that cosmic divide.
Are you good? You good?
Get that
I know
shot! That's
exactly.
ridiculous! The no-scope coming through and it brings it down to the 3 versus 3. That kill was absolutely huge. Cinnamon not able to trade off on Sonya, but Roxy will get the kill there. 2 versus 2 as they kind of tiptoe in through this Viper's pit. A lot of footsteps though, and Yuffie with a beautiful spray there. A little bit of a collab as well. They seem to just line up perfectly. RixGG with another point on the board. What is going on, Veracity?
You were mentioning they had to win back-to-back rounds, and they heard you, and they thought, you know what? Okay, we're ready to show you what's up. And
Did I tell the future this time?
maybe you did. Maybe you did. Maybe I need to take notes from you. You've definitely been spending too much time with me already. Seeing the future.
And now it's forced Project X back down onto a save. They do have a Marshall, but I mean, they're not looking terribly stacked coming into this round. Oh my goodness. Run away. Manages to survive by the skin of her teeth. There's still 2 ultimates online here for Rix Lightning, so a lot to kind of deny space as well.
Look at that big flank, and no flank. What? This is heartbreaking stuff, and I hope that they're able to keep the composure and patience that they need to in order to secure these kills.
planted.
Oh my god, she updrafted over the tripwire. That's
Beautiful, I
massive.
love it. However, their location has been revealed now. They are aware that there are a couple players flanking them.
It's a big flank, but it's pistols. Okay, but it's pistols indeed. They still come up huge. Unfortunately, Roxy, last player left alive in a 1 versus 2 here to try and maintain. And all she has to do... I say all. There's a lot she has to do. There you go. Unfortunately, could not do the all she had to do. And that's 9 to 12. And Lightning, they used 1 ultimate in that, but... they're still holding on to that Hunter's Fury, which is perfect for trying to deny a defuse.
I want to see. Okay, we said at the very start, what if it goes overtime?
Oh no, don't start.
And now I'm thinking more and more that it could very much be a possibility. But why do these girls always wait until it's so close to the wire?
12 to 9, 12 to 9. We've been on match point for like 6 rounds. And Rix Lightning are still in this. This might be one of the scrappiest teams I've ever seen. Like Ships in the Night, does Jupi check that back corner? Does she look back towards window? Cinnamon is holding the angle, sees the barrel of the gun. The patience. Patience, waiting to see if someone follows, and they don't, and beautiful gets the kill there. Is going to be able to upgrade to a rifle now, which is massive. But off the back of that, Sonya able to get a kill onto Kim all the way over on the A site, and now the aggression's going to come through.
Oh, Garage opens up through Tube. Oh, Noya trying to help and support her teammate, but unfortunately getting slowed there. Oh boy, Spike being planted now. 4 versus 3.
Oh, this is dire straits. This is dire straits. This is Lightning's last chance to make something happen. Only 2 players left alive. Have to hold the cross angle, not able to. And it's 1 player left to try to take this over the finish line for Lightning. Reyna has to hold strong. She manages to get 1. 3 players left. They use the neural theft to find out exactly where she is. The flag comes through. Not enough. Project X will get the defuse. 13 to 9. Project X moved through to the grand final, and Rix Lightning, unfortunately, not able to prove that they are still the best team in the region. That crown has been yoinked very unceremoniously.
Honestly, it was very, very scrappy, but these girls should be very incredibly proud of themselves nonetheless. An amazing showing from both of our teams throughout all of the maps that we've witnessed today. And you know what? I'm kind of sad that we don't get to see more of this between these 2 teams. We do, however, move on to the grand finals. I'm hyped, I'm ready, and I cannot wait for all the action we have coming up next.
What's really crazy is that this grand final is literally a rematch of Huntress Trials. It's Project X versus Tenstar. And Tenstar won it out in the Huntress Trials. We'll see if they can repeat that amazing performance, or if Project X have been able to level themselves up to the point. I mean, we've seen phenomenal growth from this team over the last few weeks, and it has been such a pleasure. But is it going to be enough to steal the title from Tenstar?